night we sit by the lonely fire, and the world is what we long to see. Yet true love is my desire. Yet true love is my desire. It shines on another day. Snow, it freezes us to the bone. Harsh silence is the cold price I pay. My words are for thine ears alone. My words are for thine ears alone. Seek ye worthy praise, while life is sweet on the vine. Full our glasses raised, hail as heroes divine, slavers of men. Monsters felled by our might, dragons slain in their den. Whisk the weak from their plight. No gold, my jewels, can I grant to thee. No Lord am I by right, but at journey's end I'll sing a melody to win your sweetheart by tonight. To win your sweetheart by tonight. Seek me worthy praise, while life is sweet on the vine. Full our
And good morning, best chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of delicious morning nonsense chat. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We had a wonderful Monday. Hope Monday wasn't too horrible for you. Hope the Monday demon wasn't too vicious or cruel. Welcome back, chat. It's now fantastic Tuesday. Some people they say today is Tomboy Tuesday, but others it's Tabletop Tuesday. And I do have a few things here. Should be pretty fun to go over. Fun to laugh at as well. We'll check it out, chat, and we'll check it out, of course, together. Welcome back, chat. Let's see what said to join us today. Let's see. Caller Batista says, good morning, LD and Best Chat. Good morning to you, Caller Batista. Hello to Gorilla Mars says, good morning, everyone. Don't forget to get your workouts in today. Absolutely essential. Morning gang, can't stick around. Got to take our eldest cat to the vet. Oh, I hope everything turns out all right. But it's good luck to you, Sketch. And we certainly will endeavor to have as much fun as humanly possible, or inhumanly possible. Carter just says, good morning, Let Dev and Best Chat. It's Tuesday. I'm here for my state-issued tomboy. Look, so far, so you'll get a government-issued girlfriend. They didn't say it was a tomboy. I guess you can maybe like choose a category. You go on Amazon. It's kind of like you buy like a shirt on Amazon, and it has like little options there for like a different color. It has a little drop menu for the size and everything. What if you could do that? I guess the size drop down menu, I guess, would be the same, right? Gunblade Knight. Hello to you. Gunblade Knight says, good morning, LD and Best Chat. Good morning to you, Gunblade Knight. Hello to you. Kyle the Vampire God says, but devil, fake fans don't exist, according to the woke. Yeah, just fake fans don't exist, said fake fans. Number says, happy 10 Tomboy Tuesday. Everyone, hope your Easter weekend was pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Today, chat, we will be having an extra stream that I owed you this weekend. Couldn't get to it. We're going to have an extra stream today, this evening on Twitch. I'm going to go over the amazing digital circus. Book Golem says, good morning. Hello to you, Book Golem. Good morning. Mr. Fat says, safe fantasy equals yet more Hugbox BS from the coddled and emotionally stunted wokists. What's pretty cool, though, is that speaking of the Easter holiday, turns out that everyone is fed up with this crap. Everyone. I was surprised, like, some family members like this. Yeah, we're tired of this woke crap. We're tired of it. Everyone's tired of it. And see, I hope it's not like easily forgiven or anything like that. It needs to be remembered. Like needs to be remembered as something that's not just. It wasn't just a bad idea. This kind of almost destroyed the country. So it needs to be remembered as something that we did not tolerate. It's like something we should not tolerate anymore. Is woke crap. Let's see. Sharing says, good morning, all. Was watching the FNT flashback stream while waiting for the morning nonsense. They're running episode 253, discussing the Flash movie. Interesting. That must have been a pretty good episode. I think Littef is familiar with one of the guest panelists. Yeah, I think I'm familiar with most of them. One of them in particular, though. Very, very cool fellow. That was a fun stream. Logic Mike says, you can tell a real fan from a fake fan on how much they respect the lore. Yeah, the fake fan usually doesn't respect the lore. They only know tidbits that's relevant to what agenda they want to push. So if they want to make a Luke Skywalker gay or something like that, or they want to make the main character gay, they'll just come up with different. They'll know the lore well enough so that they can point out different specific moments where, oh, look, see, he right here, he like kissed a boy or something. Oh, of course, Thor. I thought everyone knew Thor was gay. Have you read that story where he cross dressed and he was a bride? He was going to marry a giant. And then they just don't really give you the context, right? They either don't know the context or will refuse to give you the context. They won't tell you that it was a ploy, that it was actually supposed to be Freya, the goddess of beauty, that was supposed to be the bride, and then Thor kind of just dressed up as her because a giant had stolen his hammer. And they said that if he can get the hammer back. If Freya, the goddess of beauty, agrees to marry the giant, I forgot what the giant's name was. So, of course, Freya's like, no, I'm not getting married to a giant to get your retired hammer back. And so Thor's like, fine, I'll go. And they disguise Thor as Freya, has put him in a wedding dress, beard and all, and sent him over to the wedding to get married to the giant. But, of course, the moment he laid his hands on his hammer, he started killing everybody. So, yes, there technically is a really funny canonical image of Thor The god of thunder, wielding his hammer and slaughtering an entire room full of ice giants wearing a dress. But it's not what you think. The context is different. So yeah, the fake fan is not really there for the fandom. They're kind of there to make changes, to gain power and influence, so they can make those changes. And they only respect the lore enough so that they can technically be correct when they try to make an argument as to why these changes need to happen. The real fan is just full of passion. They love they love the lore. They love everything about it. They're really knowledgeable. They might have some gripes, but they're really knowledgeable. They're really passionate about this whole thing. So the ground level for a fan is in fact passion. I think not necessarily knowledge. Is that the knowledge comes in organically because of that passion. Of course, because they're passionate, they're going to be reading the books or diving into the lore, whatever it might be. Bunser says it's so nice not seeing a forced diversity adventuring party. Yeah, right. I made sure of that. D&D was a game made by white dudes to set in a European fantasy setting. The fact that there are, I mean, the natural form of it was everyone's white there. That's just the nature of the setting. All right, you could put others in there, but that should be the natural state of it. It's made by white guys, and it was set in a European setting because it kind of started off as like war games, European war games, and then we went to European fantasy, and it kind of evolved from there. But that's kind of the natural setting. Absolutely. Dr. Crispin, hello to you. Dr. Crispin says, I think people are missing the point about the Mario movie. It makes Disney look bad, and that is a win in current year. As long as Disney looks bad, yeah. Got kind of a anything that makes Disney look bad, probably might deserve a little extra point of credit. Ace Rickman says, good morning, LD and Best Chat. Good morning, good morning. Hello to you, hello to you. Let's see. Somebody says, Tabletop Tomboy is an interesting title. Someone attach a story to it. All right, I'll tell Stu. I tell Stu. As the Illumin says, well, that doth quick sucketh mightily sketch hope it gets done well. Hopefully it gets done well soon. To you, Mr. Van says, also LD, adventures in Mormon land / Kryn continues, like Mormon land. See, Paladin has finally stopped feeling sorry for himself, and our bard somehow sung another universe into being. How'd that happen? Also, Takesis fell for my isekai piece. Wait, Takesis? That's kind of interesting because she's the god of evil. Like, did all like what 5 heads fall? Let's see. That sounds like quite an adventure, though. Tharma says, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello to you, Tyler President. Hello to you. Conor says, hey, Littab. Last night on chat stream, he said he tried to watch a series called Roll Over and Die. He didn't like it, but I think you will. There's dark fantasy, lots of violence and pain. I am a fan of violence. I do like violence quite a bit, so it does sound like right up my alley. Let's see. Mr. Self-Destruction, good morning. Hello to you, Mr. Self-Destruction. Welcome, welcome. Hello to you, Hutzelbaum. I have been skipped. My days have been ruined. Hello to you, Hutzel. Were you skipped? I don't think so. I didn't see you until now. But you're here. I found you now. Megalithon. Hello to you. They say the devil in the detail, and boy, is that the truth. Morning LD and Best Jets shared the one paragraph of my story with my brother, and he liked it. My WoW guild, maybe not so much. Well, I'm not really sure how well they are a judge of character or a judge of story. Lumfen says, praise be to LD, but of course, Space King. Apparently, GW made a Warhammer musical for April Fool's Day. We should watch it. They did. The Emperor Protects the musical. That sounds pretty funny. Hold on. Let's see. Who's here? Good morning to you, Davida Duckworth. Hello. What was it called? The Emperor Protects? The Emperor Protects the musical. Is he protect the musical? It's your chat. Oh, wow. This looks pretty cool, like high production value. Let's check this out. Let's see. Mr. Substruction says, and the one Asian kid who's only allowed to play monk. Yeah, you get the one Asian kid is allowed in there. All right, so this is as diverse as you can get. Is you get one Asian kid in there who can play the monk. That's about it. It's there are YouTube animators making Disney look bad, including old Disney animators. Yeah, it's true. The old Disney animators are kind of like rebelled against new Disney because there's a lot of old Disney animators out there who left, who were like drummed out because they were too old and not woke enough or whatever, and they went off to do awesome things. Didn't they? One of them started DreamWorks or something like that. It was like some they started some other company that just took Disney for a ride, showed them up pretty badly. That's pretty good. It's always nice to see like when these big companies kind of start they build themselves up as a creative force and they start getting rid of all the creative people because of marketing or PR. They put other things ahead of the creativity, ahead of the storytelling, and basically ahead of what made them great in the first place. And then they get owned by the by those same creative people they have forsaken. Anyway, chat. Anyway, let's see. Sean says there's a mag in an old Toy Fair mag where they use Angela figure for cross-dressing Thor. Captain America chastises him because they're on a mission. Let's see. We got a guest in the back room, chat. Let's see who this could possibly be.
Don't talk to me. I know you're a pervert under there.
Yeah.
And welcome, Stu, of the Stu Crew.
Good morning. How are we doing today?
Doing pretty good. Stu, will you be joining me for today's stream of Amazing Digital Circus?
Definitely going to try. I've got a list of things I need to get through today. I'm going to handle most of them this afternoon, get workouts in. What time did we want to start?
Probably whenever is best for you. Maybe I was thinking maybe 7:30 Eastern, maybe 8:30 Eastern.
Sure, that works for me.
Sounds good. And Little Fed says, "Evil kinky sex man has arrived."
It's like evil.
Evil. This Fed says, "It was a Civ Gandhi glitch thing." Oh yeah, single woman seeks good man. In other words, that's interesting. Because I guess the Gandhi glitch is like he went too peaceful, and so he becomes a warmonger because he went max peace, and it went too much over, and it kind of like max peace switched over to maximum aggression because of like one more point, and so he started launching nukes, and that was a really funny glitch. So I guess in your game, she went so evil that she started falling in love with this guy, the Thesis, the god of evil. It's a.
Pathfinder has one of those too, where she's not necessarily the god of evil, but like the main goddess of the setting, who's like the goddess of fate, death, and blah blah blah. Like she wanted to know what love was like, so she just snatched up one of her psychopomps and said, "All right, we're dating now." And he's like, "Oh, okay." What am I going to say to that?
That reminds me of the Faraway Paladin, because there is the first opponent of the Paladin is like basically the echo, or I guess you could say the avatar of the goddess, the evil god of the undead, Stagnate, and the Paladin is able to defeat the echo, making the god so weak that it's going to take a while before it regains full power. But later on, Stagnate actually turns out Stagnate likes him, and that warns him against fighting this dragon and everything with a herald, which is just kind of like I control this bird now and I can talk to you through it. So it can't really do much. But eventually she's like I can imagine this happening, Stu. So Stagnate, after defeating a dragon, Stagnate goes, do you have a love interest? You should probably get a girl or something. He's like, no, I don't have love interest. Well, start falling in love with some woman. They get chastised. So because it turns out the goddess, Stagnate was a goddess the whole time, and she's like, I want you to actually, if I make a female echo, would you mind siring like 4 or 5 children together? And then the goddess that the Faraway Paladin worships gets really pissed, start fighting over him, like no, you're not going to have kids with my paladin. He's mine. And see. But anyway, chat, apparently there is a musical about Warhammer 40K. Let's check it out. The Emperor Protects.
In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only music.
There is only war.
The worldwide phenomenon is now a major musical production.
There is only
The Emperor Protects, a Warhammer 40,000 musical.
It kind of feels like a Cats a little bit. I've never seen Cats, but it kind of feels like Cats a little bit.
Suffer not the alien to live.
I'd watch this. Sounds pretty cool.
Mhm.
Although it's a little too fruity. I mean, I'm like it's a little too Broadway. I kind of I like Sweeney Todd and stuff. So then we had that. That'd be kind of cool, like a little darker.
Embrace your righteous rage as you go take its dying breath.
Is this real?
Suffer not the
I think it's an April Fool's joke.
alien, reject its heresy.
I like the message of the musical though.
Suffer not the alien. I say, suffer not the alien. Suffer.
If a few little tweaks could make this we can attach it to some other stuff. Suffer not,
I mean, like, you don't really
suffer not the orc.
you don't really need to change much. We already have like that word alien is pretty
It's pretty
pretty
universal.
fitting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Witness the spectacle of galactic cataclysm as it's never been seen before.
Such a stunning specimen must be kept prepared for prosperity and curiously and carefully displayed forever for me. I've waited for aeons to add such a being. I categorically, absolutely, positively must have you for my collection. For my
I feel like if Warhammer was written by Visipop, a little bit, but with a lot less cursing and crude humor.
Yeah.
collection.
Featuring the Ballad of the Dark Millennium.
There is only the Emperor, my protector,
Wow, she even has like the missing eye or the dead eye.
and she. He is all that my soul requires.
This is a really over the top April Fool's joke. It's really good.
I'm the blade that he wields, his holy blade, his holy blade.
There is only the Emperor.
This is really good.
Now we see Trump in the back. That'd be perfect. If this is a music about Trump.
A protector and shield.
There is only war.
There is only war.
No peace among
The
the
stars tonight.
The Emperor
The
Protects.
Emperor protects.
A Warhammer 40,000 musical. For behind-the-scenes look and ticket information, go to warhammertv.com.
The Emperor protects. Let's see. Is that like I'm in church a little bit? But it's like it's the Church of Warhammer. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know, this is pretty cool, Stu.
Mhm.
This 1 second here. Come on. Me. Thanks for letting me drop in. My character is a level 14 necrohamster. Which mean necromancer? No. Little necrohamster. I'm pretty sure that aren't there D&D style games where you get to play little animals? That would make sense.
There are. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Weirdly, my former student is actually really into it. I don't remember what it's called. I would know like any other day of the week. Oh God, hold on. Now it's bugging me.
Is it mouse guard or something? It's like it's something like that. I would think. Redwall RPG
Root.
wouldn't be hard. A root.
Yeah, a Redwall RPG, bro.
Redwall RPG.
I'd play the shit out of a Redwall RPG.
Let's see. Would it be like if you set your campaign and Watership down? Yeah, I'd be like that. Just as cruel too. Let's see. By the way, chat. I did a little messing around with AI, and I had I saw a bunch of people see. Have you seen that trend, Stu, where you have like the picture of a girl or a female character from an anime or something like that, and then someone below like, "Hey, Grok, put her in this outfit."
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
I did that with Lady Midnight, and this kind of was the result. Like, oh, this actually turned out pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah. That actually looks really good. Like unironically.
Yeah, I kind of I switched it up with a picture that I had of Jesse from Pokemon, and the AI even switched the R from Team Rocket to M.
Nice.
for midnight. It was kind of funny.
That's pretty good.
So I was like, all right, get some well done, AI. I now have some ideas of where to go to with the design for the character going forward. I think it works pretty well. It works pretty well. Let's see. But I got this one more funny thing that we can go over real quick.
Sure.
Let's see. And I was actually thinking about that. The cosplay covers be kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember this is from a long time ago. Like this random writer is like I guess she was high on drugs or something. Like she was on PCP or something like that. But someone added little floating pizzas, and it makes it make way more sense.
He celebrated Stranger Things, but this award from you, who take your craft seriously and earnestly believe, like me, that great world is a
where'd the pizza
call to arms from our fellow craftsmen and women to go deeper and through our art to battle against fear, self-centeredness, and exclusivity celebrated.
That's what she was saying. She's eating floating pizzas. That's why she was so distracted. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Okay, so someone made this. That's a 10-minute long video, but it seems really funny because someone made Skyrim, but it's a modern game.
Oh boy. Oh jeez.
D, it's me, Lydia. I need you to wake up, D.
Lydia? Where am I?
You're finally woke.
It opens up with the rap music and stuff.
Oh boy. All right. I see what we're doing here. Okay.
What is this place?
Because like every like millennial woke video game has like this soundtrack.
Is that right?
It has this soundtrack. It's all hip hop rap, and all the characters have like the shaved side of the head or the zoomer curls, or so it all non-threatening black characters, things like that.
To Skyrim, D.
It's like the Scooby-Doo gang. Like it's a Saturday morning cartoon Scooby-Doo gang trying to be hardcore. That's what's every millennial thing is kind of like. Red Guard lives matter.
Hey! This fool finally woke.
Hey.
My name's Ralph. And
You finally woke. My name's Ralph, and my pronouns are Caesar. You dig?
my pronouns
Oh, this is so accurate.
are Z, Zer, ya dig. You got caught speaking hate speech, right? Same as us. And that N-Wall over there.
Focus, D. Listen to them.
And that N-Wall?
You get Lydia. She's like your the millennial game person who just tells you everything, because millennials really can't be left to figure things out on their own. They have to be told where to go, because figuring things out on your own takes thinking. That's beneath at least later millennials. Earlier millennials might not be as bad, but later millennials definitely they can't. That's why the later millennials are the ones that need the yellow, so we know where to climb up and stuff. We need to be told where to go. We can't really be left alone to think for ourselves, because we're just not going to do that. So yeah, we have this whole thing about this. We got the lady who says, "Oh, you need to look to the right. You got to look down," because we can't be bothered to read either. That's just too much. So when it says use mouse to look down, look around, I'd rather not. Grok, is this true?
You, Mr. Far Right.
This is a wagon full of red guard. It's a wagon full of red guard. They all got. I guess they're all in prison, or they all have been arrested for hate speech.
I was not speaking hate speech. I was telling the guards my name, and they misheard me. You see, my first name is Nick, second name's Ger. This was all a big misunderstanding.
I like how he's
I
also
here.
a red guard, and like they're not even letting him get away with it.
Nope, you can't get away with that, even if you're a red guard.
Tried to explain the situation. You got roped into this too.
Anytime, Nick.
We all fall right now, homie.
Cool it with the microaggressions back there.
Hey, freak you!
Mandark.
Microaggressions.
Mandark's Got the microaggressions.
Not trying to kink shame or anything, but what's up with Dave Sam? Why are they gagged?
Shut your ass up, fool! This homie right here is Jar Ulfric, the realest high king in War of Skyrim.
Please don't use that.
I love when the music is super loud too. Because it usually is in these kind of games.
That word, each belongs to the Dark Elf. It's not your word to use.
I'm darker than a new, ain't I? Plus it's our word, and we reclaiming that slur.
Oh, you silly Stormcloak. Why are you so racist against all the immigrants the Empire are bringing in to take all our jobs?
Oh my
Yeah, why are you so racist against all the immigrants that are supposed to be here to take all of our jobs? Stop being so mean.
Hey, I'm black, so it's impossible for me to be racist. The Empire wants to mix all the races and dilute black people. That's what's racist. And if NY belongs to the Dark Elves, then Skyrim belongs to the black people.
Wow, you spoke and I listened, and I hear you. Lots to think about there. Thank you for educating me and for having such patience. This conversation has truly been a transformative experience, not just for me, but for all involved.
Hey, what are your pronouns?
Yeah, you get an achievement for like nothing. Oh, you get an achievement for you literally just sat there. And you got a good achievement for being a good listener.
Anyway, homie.
Caesar. C.R. Caesar.
Happy Red Guard History Month, everyone!
Happy Red Guard.
Oh my god.
Mandark. Only Argonians can breathe underwater. That's pretty racist. The waiting game. You got an achievement for waiting through a pause, like a loading screen.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Ellen.
Wait, is that George? That was George Floyd. Hold on. That's George Floyd. Floyd of Riften. This is his quote. Only Argonians can breathe underwater.
Hello, Ellen.
Thank you for sending us all those Dark Elf refugees. You really helped us reach our diversity quotas.
Hey, that General Tullius is actually kind of cute.
Hell yeah, homie. He can invade my Black Marsh any day.
See that pride flag? See that pride flag? You can honor it by pressing F.
Elgin. I used to be in a polyamorous situation.
Yeah, if you ever see a pride flag, you can go up there and honor it. You can pray to it like a deity.
Shit with a gay transgender Argonian here. I wonder if she's still selling crack to the kids on the streets. Sounds bad, I know, but morals are grayer than a graybeard, except when it's racism.
See that pride flag? You can
So this is hell.
Every time you look at a pride flag.
Go inside the house, my gender neutrals.
D, why haven't you honored the flag yet? Do it.
No, it's okay to show you drag shows, but not this.
Slow down, Parody.
It's time for another vaccine.
The horse's pink hair.
I'll be the one managing your execution.
That headsman is kind of cute, too. After I explain this whole misunderstanding and get off the hook, I'm going to try flirt with him. Show him who's the real headsman. Am I right?
Good luck with that, homie.
See that pride flag? You can honor it by pressing F.
This ought to be good, except when we get beheaded and whatnot.
Beheaded?
Excuse me, I'd like to speak to the manager, please.
Oh, God.
Focus.
Oh, we got a Karen over here.
I think I'm
If
going to
you
be
don't
sick.
get me the manager,
Yeah, because you have that lady in your ear also in these millennial games, because as someone pointed out a while back, millennial games do not shut up. It's just constant dialogue diarrhea being forced down your ear canal. It's this blah 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 blah, and they think then the writer thinks they're brilliant, right? The writer thinks that they're brilliant and hilarious, and that's kind of the worst part of it all, because you know that they are just not going to stop, and they don't stop. They just keep giving you tons and tons of dialogue to listen to. It's endless dialogue, and none of it means anything.
you're going to be in very big trouble.
Lock when we call your name and pronouns. Thank you for your cooperation.
What is it?
The Webby. Please tell me that's actually her. Like, and they didn't like AI that. I need to know.
I hope it's actually there.
I hope
The
so.
Empire and they yee assless.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm, he, him.
You are a real one, Ulfric.
Jesus Christ, they're going to kill us all.
Stay calm, D. You got
Ralph
this.
of Riverhood. Zeezer.
Yeah,
Riverhood.
that's me.
No. I don't want to die.
Just breathe.
Nick of Rorikstead. Zeezer.
Listen to me.
Nick?
This was a huge
Frick.
misunderstanding. I never said the N-word. So I'm going to leave now.
No,
okay?
no.
Well, I mean, what is the N word in this context exactly?
Enwa. They said it
Is it
earlier.
Nord?
No, it's Enwa.
Enwa.
There is a slur in the Elder Scrolls called Enwa.
Begins with N.
Yeah, it does begin with N. N.
So I guess it doesn't. You have to be a dark elf. You can't. Being a black human does not absolve you. You have to be a dark elf, I think.
Get out of there, D.
Excuse me.
I'm not a racist.
Security!
Handsome.
Oh my
Why don't you come a little
God.
closer so I can get to know you better?
Hurry, D. Use the auto walk feature to walk to the soldier.
So what's your name?
To unlock the other races,
More music. This is more music.
purchase the battle pass.
You could. So is this also like a menu? You can purchase battle passes and more characters and stuff.
See anything you like? Orcs have been removed from the game, D. No to racism. To unlock the other races, purchase the battle pass. To unlock the other races, purchase the battle pass.
King, they just call me Dover King.
To unlock
Oh, I
the
just
other
realized
races,
this is a remix of the main Elder Scrolls theme. That's funny.
But it's like a modern day anti-racist, therefore a hip hop version.
purchase the battle pass.
When I leave Skyrim, all right, coast with the ash in the sand, cliff races loud, but my chains so dim. These are houses earthly.
To unlock the other races, purchase the battle pass. To unlock the other races, purchase the battle pass.
The Noir pass is on sale for $40. You can say the Noir pass.
To learn more about the silly reptilian conspiracy theory, please visit Wikipedia.
And then also purchase the battle pass.
Next day, flight more one in my side.
I like the way it's given. It's like these people are more or less human, more like aliens, because everyone has like dark skin, but like some really weird fluorescent hair. Like it's none of it looks like natural hair. So they don't look like people. They were just like an alien race because they're all like that. And when everyone has like this flamboyant hair colors and everything, it kind of feels like everyone is like that. Like that's a race of people as opposed to like just a rebel or something. So I don't know. It's very strange.
House of the lights with my Argonian night.
Looking good, D.
DI.
Wow. Interesting choice of name, gender, and race. Girl boss, what should we do? They, them are not on the list.
They kinda did the hate speech, so we're kinda gonna unalive them.
No, please.
I was thinking the exact same thing, girl boss.
Shit.
You heard the birthing person. It sucks to be you.
You heard the birthing person?
What is this? We North have a very simple message for the Empire. Stop killing us. This is like trans Viking or something. So you get like a second. You get a second achievement for waiting for a second loading screen.
Low tone king, they just call me Dover King. Low tone king, they just call me Dover King.
So this is how it ends for me.
D, it's kind of screwed up how you haven't honored the flag yet.
I'm busy being beheaded, okay?
Ulfric, you racist bigot. You've oppressed the Empire for too long. You sub-Argonian inbred natives have been racist to immigrants for the last time. Thanks to the Empire's MAID program, I now have the right to assist you in your unaliving. And because you are a bigot, your
In your
unaliving
unaliving
is justified.
See that pride flag?
What the hell was that?
See that pride flag?
To be Dragon AS.
Every single time you see a pride flag. See that pride flag? See that pride flag? You can honor it, right? You see that pride flag?
MR because it's a little too loud.
Tiagua is nothing. Analyze them all now, please.
I was thinking the exact same thing, General Tullius. Tell them their horoscopes, girlfriend.
Witness the power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
For the love of science, let's get this over with.
Such violent speech. Chop his head off, executioner.
The experts are smiling down on me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
Hey, leave him alone.
Seriously, D? I need you to honor the flag now.
I can't breathe.
Please, no!
Don't drop the...
What is this? Trigger warning. The game contains graphic content which players might find offensive. Press disable button below to disable. You have to press disable. You have to press disable, looks like.
To disable the trigger warnings or to disable
disable the graphics. So the guy disappeared instead of getting his head cut off.
That's funny.
He just despawns.
Oh my god.
Must not have heard me.
D, this is your final warning. Honor the flag or there will be consequences.
Next up, the
No.
with the
Blue.
hair.
Selected hair color.
What the hell was that? Again.
Honor the freaking flag,
There's
D!
that triggering sound again. Did you hear that?
All I hear is a member of the patriarchy interrupting his oppressed minority superior.
Sorry, girl boss. You and your people.
His oppressed minority superior.
People have already been through so much. The last thing I would ever want to do is oppress you or anyone else. You there. Time for your beheading.
Damn it!
Hey, Dick!
I'm just waiting. Have you ever seen like Beavis and Butthead, the new or the latest movie that they did, where they were told about patriarchy or white privilege? I think it was talking about white privilege. And
that was a movie.
Yeah, that was. I think that was a movie, or maybe it was a new season or something like that. But they were told about white privilege, and then instead of going, "I'm so sorry," they go, "Hey, get out of the way, white privilege, white privilege, get out of the way." Like white privilege coming through. So when is that era going to hit? Where everyone's like, "Oh, I have white privilege. Well, let me use it."
Exactly.
How come more people aren't doing that? The only people I see like believe in white privilege stuff are people who go, "I'm so sorry. I'm so here. Let me step out of the way. Let me step down from my position. You can have it. I'm sorry for being white." How come those people? Those are the only people I see who kind of entertain this idea of white privilege. Why don't I see anyone going around saying, "Excuse me, pardon me, I'm kind of out of the way, woman. I'm trying to get to the front of the line here. Excuse me, black lady. I'm white privilege, and male privilege, by the way,
and male privilege. Yeah,
patriarchy coming through, patriarchy coming through. How come I don't see anyone doing that?" And see, Blue Collar Logic. They said the 5 superchats is greatest thing to listen to while changing a compressor in the rain. Salute the flag, non-birthing persons. Salute the flag, D. Salute it. Hurry up.
It's your homeboy Ralph. Where's the white knight when you need him, eh? Nah, don't worry. We're gonna figure this one out. This time I'm gonna speak up real loud so the X-Man hears me. You hear me? Let's just say...
Yeah, this is definitely millennial game design. This is, no matter what's happening, constant dialogue in your ear.
Hey, I'm gonna ask him a question or two.
Ask him a question.
1, 2, don't drop them.
What in astrology is that?
What the?
He's right behind me.
I told you there's gonna be consequences for not honoring the flag, D.
It's Adolf Wynn, the straight white dragon. He's dropped.
The straight white dragon. It's the straight white dragon. Watch out, Stu. He is the scourge of this land.
Kill us all because of the color of our skin.
Go to hell, Adolf Wynn.
He killed 6 million high elves.
Wow, it's a lot of high elves.
I don't need no white knight.
High elves, Jews, I guess.
I guess.
Fight the Dragonarchy.
I mean, the high elves do kind of run everything, so
I guess so. Yeah, because
despite being like 0.02%,
they are they control the Aldari Dominion, and they're kind of a pain in the butt in this game.
Like,
actually,
it is interesting because you think about it, like despite being 0.2% of the population, they make up most of Ulfric Stormcloak's cabinet. It's really interesting. They're a bit overrepresented,
weird.
don't you think? Yeah.
a little overrepresented in cabinets.
They own all the printing presses.
They make all the money. It's kind of weird. It's Joseph Stalin once said, it's not who votes, it's who counts. Let's see. All right. See, Arc 5 says, fuck with the high elves. They are trying to burn the world. High elves are the enemy. Let's see.
Get to a safe space.
That's pretty funny.
No. You're aluminum. You're doing it wrong. What in the Elder Scrolls universe, you're either a man or you're a mer. So a mer is an elf. So you got to put mer somewhere in that. So it'd be like Yiddimer. That's what they're called.
Murder.
Yiddimers.
Let's see. All right, chat. There you go. There's some if Skyrim. Which is probably going to happen. Like if they re-release Skyrim again, that's probably what it's going to be like. I can have Lydia. What's her name? Lydia. She's sworn to carry your burdens or something, and she's going to be in your ear. It's like she can listen to you and talk to you, even though if you had a distance or something like that. They're gonna just have like another 10 gigs of dialogue files added to the game, so that every companion you can possibly get will just have this constant spewing dialogue in your ear. It just never stops. That'll keep people buying it, I guess. Let's see here. All right. So this one person made a video on how fake fans have taken over the fandom. Let's check it out, because we've seen this happen quite a few times over the years, and it's quite annoying. Quite annoying indeed. Come on, share it. There we go.
At times, it can be quite fun to do to others, but with most things...
Forgot the Bretons. Forgot the Who. King of the Who.
There will always be a roadblock, an immutable force that feels almost impossible to tune out and overcome. And for me, I get almost irrationally annoyed when talking to comic book LARPers, because they are the unbeatable boss in the game. There is no way around them. Their thought process is so set in stone that they actually think they're right, and no amount of evidence you throw their way will make them change their mind. And before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I have to remind myself there are normal people here, and while it might feel real, I understand that social media is just one giant bubble, and their voices and opinions are not the norm, no matter how loud they may seem. All that to say, LARP is not a part of most people's vocabulary, and many of us really only start to hear it, start seeing it, the term used, a lot more this year. So originally it meant, and I quote, a type of interactive role-playing game in which the participants portray characters through physical action.
And they LARP as fans. Right? That's the fake fans. They LARP as fans.
Often in costume and with props. So LARP in and of itself is an acronym for live action role-playing. You can see how that definition eventually became the basis for its current meaning after it was co-opted. Like many things are, we can't have nice things, because LARPing, in the context we're talking about today,
how to LARP as a Wolverine fan? Yeah, it is like LARPing as a fan, yeah.
Basically means being a fake fan, role-playing as a fan, and trying...
And see, David Duckworth is a LARP, like those vampire and werewolf people, White Wolf role-playing games. Yeah, it's like live-action role-playing. Yeah. Wasn't there a big, like, conspiracy, like, or I guess a big controversy when it came up with, was it, Vampire the Masquerade? Like this one guy started a cult or something? Kind of crazy.
I'm not certain on that one.
But I do remember that there was something like that.
Trying to blend in, which unfortunately isn't very hard since the majority of people are casual fans just like them, hopping in and out of discussions and giving their own 2 cents if they find the topic vaguely interesting. And of course, there is nothing wrong with that. The problem is that these people give their opinions as if it was gospel and unchangeable fact, a scripture in a holy book, when it is not. If they were...
Oh, yeah. Hold on, let's do ADHD time. I think you might be interested in this. There is a brand new comic book funding on the website Fund My Comic, which is where I'm thinking about launching my new comic when I eventually do release it. And it's called Super Killers.
Oh, that's what's his name's comic, isn't it?
Actually, no. Check this out. Check this out. Hold on, let me see here. All right. Well, yeah, here it is. So, the thing is, Vito of Giswaldi fame have made a comic called Super Killer around 3 or something years ago, and it's been on top of a controversy and all kinds of things. And there's every so often he kind of develops a new update for it, saying, okay, here's what's wrong with it, here's what's going on, here's why it's taking forever. Now, he did technically release it at one point, but only in digital. So right now, I think and that was some time ago. And I kind of got bogged down apparently in in coloring. And so he recently went 6 months without a word of an update. And he just released an update this month telling us that it's about coloring and how he had a good colorist, but he had to get another colorist to do some other scenes or something like that. Things of that nature. Now, some of the fans were disgruntled, and they took Vito at his word, saying that, oh yeah, you can make a fan comic. So that's what happens. That's kind of what happened. So this comic, Super Killers, is not made by Vito of the Giswaldi fame. It was made by some disgruntled supporters of his.
Oh boy,
who are waiting far too long for his Super Killer. We've been talking about it. They've been having some anticipation about it. Vito's been talking about how he's working on Super Killer 2. Super Killer 1 has been released already, digital, but the physical copy has yet to be produced yet. And it's been like 3 years. And people are like, you know what? How about we do it? And so the writer on this one is actually a guy called Johnny Rocket, who did some writing work for Ethan Van Sciver. It's on a book called Elephant, which is about like an undead elephant getting revenge on a circus. And see, but here it is, Super Killers, and it's interesting, very very recognizable story, I guess we could say. So meet the characters, and hold on, something around here. So here's the characters. Here's the Super Killers. Sam King, aka Super Killer, is seasoned hero slayer. Most people would have a hard time killing. The universe's best hope. We mean that both practically and philosophically. Not Sam. Sam is the guy from Vito's comic. This is Sam King, a different guy. Armed with Cosmic 3 shooter and his regeneration core, Sam confronts champions confidently. He may be cold-blooded, rude, and possibly sociopath, but he gets the job done. See, the original one kind of mostly takes place in a diner. Now, this one does not take place in a diner. It takes place in other places besides a diner, which I think might be an interesting upgrade. Let's see your chat. It says, by far the most dangerous request I've ever heard of at the table. Can I take a debuff to boost my stats, I guess? And see, Dr. Ryan the 4 says, Good morning, LD and Best Chat. Sorry I'm late. I had a long day at the hospital. Whoa. So, what are you talking about? And why are you showing Dick Master and Lard Boys Man comic? It's not theirs. That's the funny part. It's not their comic. This is a troll comic to troll Vito because he's taking so long on his comic to deliver it. This is not Super Killer. This is Super Killers. See, there's a little S at the end. All right, Chad, we got a surprise guest in the back room. Let's see who this could possibly be.
What the heck is wrong with you? It wouldn't hurt for you to show me some respect once in a while.
But I always show you respect.
More! Respect me more!
And welcome, Superchats.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll be real with you,
fresh
dog. I
surprise.
thought it was. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, but who do you think I was?
I thought you were Vito for a second.
Oh, that would be good.
Vito.
Welcome, Vito. It's like fuck.
Yeah, it's a big build up here.
that would be a bold way to introduce him.
Making fun of him. It's like, oh yeah, this guy is so late with his comic, and here he is.
And without further ado, Vito. That would have been a moment. Let's see.
I thought it was Vito, but it was me, Sofrats.
It was I, Sofrats. He doesn't do mornings or finished comics for that matter. Let's see. But he has actually not produced the comic just yet. He released it on digital only so far. Much of it, I thought it was going to be released digitally and that he's going to release it, the physical copy really soon afterwards. But he released the digital 6 months, a year ago or something.
He's not doing great.
It's been a while. I know Stu bought a pack. We bought it together because I didn't want to give Vito my information. So Stu decided to give Vito his information, and he got a 3-pack or something like that.
I got the 3 comics. I don't know what's going on. It is what it is,
That was kind of funny because these fans kind of came up with their own parody comic, and they're kind of racing to see who can get theirs out first. And so it's kind of going off the same story. It's kind of the same characters, but kind of a spoof of it. Vito just Waldy's a character. Go nuts. Christopher, don't care. Vito was always a character. Lol. It's shocking. So they have Vito's a character in here.
Oh.
These little cheese doodles and stuff. Even multiversal assassins I think he's a supervisor or something. Unfortunately, this is a way more interesting comic to me because he's their supervisor, he's their handler, but he sucks at his job. And unfortunately for Sam, it's up to Vito Talente to prepare him for each mission and evaluate his performance. Vito is not intelligent, diligent, or pleasant, but so supervisor rank 2, green belt CPR certified. I just thought this was kind of funny. It's really funny. Let's see. And then Target 41. They made the girl like a girl. So you know how we could be going over the difference, there are artistic differences between men and women, how women tend to have larger eyes and their hands kind of go into points, whereas men kind of have these blocky fingers. In the comic, everyone thought that the female character was trans in Vita's comic because she had blocky fingers and very mannish face and stuff like that. It's no, she's a woman. So one of the things they've been altering is how she looks and stuff. But they went ahead and made her look a lot more like a woman in their version. So Beck is the new is new to this sidekicks gig and not fully on. I would never do this personally because I would make my own stuff instead. But it's pretty funny. It is pretty funny. Let's see. But eventual multiversal assassin. Let's see. It's pretty funny. But they do have Vasilis Lolos on here, who's a really good artist. Anyway, chat. That was pretty entertaining. I found out about that, I think, yesterday. All right. So let's see. Where were we? How about we do this instead first, and then we go to fake fans think we're fandoms. Because I want to check this out. Modern Fantasy is too safe. and see what they have to say.
I would cut off your head, dwarf, if it stood but a little higher from the ground.
By the 9
I never knew.
Ingredient. Well, I'm about to show you.
I didn't know that was Carl Urban. Right, is his name? The guy who plays the butcher from The Boys. I didn't know that.
I would cut off your head, dwarf, if it stood but a little higher from the ground.
By the 9 divines, you're an ugly one. And female, no less. But then, all orcs are ugly.
Not have my honor questioned by an imp.
Is this the Dark Elves? Are Dark Elves racist? Is that the whole thing? Because I've been hearing that a lot. Like that in what's it called, Morrowind? Because that's in Morrowind. That's
Dark Elves kind of hate everyone.
That makes sense to me.
The same with High Elves. They also just hate everyone.
Like the elves hate everybody else. Like the high elves hate everyone, including the other elves. But I remember like there's memes about how dark elves kind of they want to get rid of everyone except dark elves from Morrowind. I remember that one. Let's see. That's also how the Nords are, right? Aren't the Nords like that in Skyrim? They kind of want at least the faction of Nords, like the.
I mean, that's only in the Skyrim game. It's because the Imperial betrayed them.
Right, and they kind of want to get rid of everybody, but it's not just races, right? It's like they want to get rid of everybody, right? They want to get rid of everybody, including the Imperials, Bretons, and stuff. They kind of just for the Nords.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know if they want to kick them out. But it's just more that they want to, go back to old style.
Yeah, it's the number says the only difference between the Alter and Dwemer. The Dwemer prayed to
and Dunmer.
Altmer and
Remember
Dunmer.
that all elves are called Mer, so.
Right. Is that why? It's because their god is called Aldmer and Dunmer?
No, it's just like Mer and man. So everything that's called Mer is an elf, and everything that's called man is from the plane itself. It's from the earth.
Including
and Mer is for
orcs.
the ethereal. They want to be pretend gods.
Like aren't the orcs technically also elves? I think.
Yeah, they Osimer.
And then there's dwarves, right? There's dwarves, but they're also kind of elves too. I
Yeah,
think.
that's the Dunmer.
Yeah, the Dunmer. Pray to the Daedra. Altmer.
No, that's the Dark Elves. Yeah.
And Dunmer are dark elves. What else are chill except for the whole That's a big except though. What else are pretty chill except for the whole cannibalism thing?
I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah, just at least once or twice, Let's see.
If those 3 clips, my banger thumbnail, or my super clickbaity title didn't give it away, here's what it is. Your fantasy world needs more racism.
Yes.
There you go, Stu. Okay, I didn't know where this was going to go. I was like, okay, your modern day fantasy too safe. All right, so it's like, okay, we need more racism. Let's see here.
Okay, don't clip that. I know it.
Don't clip that.
No, fucking clip me. Every time I say that, I want you to clip me.
I do know like that Dark Dragon Age had like they called elves knife ears and stuff like that. That one really stuck. People kind of use that outside of Dragon Age now. Like damn knife ears.
Sounds crazy out of context. And you might be thinking, yeah, I'd actually prefer not to.
Fantasy racism against elves, orcs, and dwarves. Fantasy racism against gnomes. Are gnomes protected? Are people like gnomes, I guess?
Have racism in my world. And that's completely fair. I get it. Especially with the modern climate, it's pretty natural to be uneasy about adding racism.
I'm pretty sure this everybody. I'm tired of woke video games. Is this sad, Mario? I beg you, weirdos, explain what woke means without just saying minority. You know what it means. Stop asking.
Sexism or any other ism to your stories. And on the other side, you might be thinking, no, my world does have racism. The elves hate the dwarves, see? And yeah, that technically checks that box. But that's not really what we're talking about. Because adding racism to your world isn't just like checking another box. It isn't going to give those interactions any real depth or meaning. At best, it's going to give you a couple surface-level conflicts and maybe a joke here or there. But if we're looking for realistic applications of racism, we need to understand.
And see, in Game of Thrones, they actually do have legitimate racism in there because I remember, like in Knight of Seven Kingdoms, that one guy's like he hates the Valerians because they're weirdos. Because
they're incestuous aliens.
Yeah, he calls them incestuous aliens. So it's not really like black, white, or anything. That's like those are Valerians. They're incestuous weirdo aliens. So yeah, there's really good like deep hostilities between people in there. So I guess Game of Thrones would be a really good example. How to be God this 10 years. Remember, everyone, every great fantasy story had racism in it. I kind of did, yeah. Even like Tolkien's stuff.
How it actually works in the real world, where it comes from, why it persists, and how we can use that as a narrative and world building tool.
Large lads.
Okay, so let's state the obvious. This video will definitely have the potential to be controversial. I'm going to try to lean on textbook definitions and stick with fantasy.
Did you ever watch that one? This Conan? It sucked. Like the one with Jason Momoa as Conan. I couldn't finish it. It was just so boring.
Textbook definition.
He looks like little like Conan's son. Like it looked like he would be Conan's son or something. He didn't really like Conan that much.
The textbook definitions and stick with fantasy worlds. That being said, as a self-appointed amateur historian and anthropologist, I will use some real-world parallels for context.
And see, speaking of fantasy, Todd Person says, I'm finally playing Baldur's Gate 3, and it's great. Yeah, it's awesome. Baldur's Gate 3 is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Let's see, in D&D 4E, gnomes were considered monsters. Oh, is that true? Why were gnomes monsters in 4th edition? They're not safe. That's kind of funny. Gnomes, of all people? I guess not people anymore. They're monsters. But why? Why were they monsters in 4th edition?
I wouldn't exactly call them people, but yeah.
Yeah, you have a gnome on your team. Well, I wouldn't exactly call them people, but yes.
I actually took it one step ahead, and when I did my setting, I've got a group of gnomes called high gnomes, and they think they're better than everybody else because they're gnomes, but they mastered human technology, and so they're like all the worst kinds of racism, and it's wonderful.
Would it be like more of elitism, like this? You know how rich people were like, no, oh, you're one of those from the lowly plains. I see.
Yeah, I mean, total like that. That's really what racism is. It's just a type of elitism.
Oh, you're from you're a Southland gnome. I should watch my hand after I shake yours.
Do you get to the Cloud District often? No, of course you don't.
I'm sorry, I forgot from where you came. Of course you don't. It's kind of that thing from Alita Battle Angel, where it's like the rich people live in the city above everyone, and you have to go up there. Like, it's kind of like that. Like, oh, you're from the slums. I see. But that's kind of funny. I didn't know that. I didn't know gnomes were considered monsters in 4th edition. Why gnomes of all things?
In some of my
because they wanted to add.
In addition,
Dragonborn.
Oh, okay. But did you really have to get rid of gnomes to do that?
Bro, pages are expensive, man.
I guess so. It's true.
I'll do my best to reply to your comments as long as they're not super unhinged. And I'll do my best not to say...
It is hard to reply to a comment that's just insane. It kind of feels like this is like a comment, like just layers and layers and layers of cycle through thought that they went... No, like you have a thought, right? Then you think through it, and then you kind of pick it apart in your own mind, and then your final conclusion is something so wackadoo that like what the hell are we talking about? It's like so specific because it is the result of like inside jokes upon inside commentary upon inside jokes, and so it just comes out like Darmok Angelod at Tanagara, like it comes like something like that. And so you're left going, what is he trying to say? Like, what is this? Are you high? I sometimes have to reply to some comments that are like that. Like, are you high? Are you drunk? Like, what is this? What are you trying to say?
The W word, as it's kind of a meme at this point. So this video is going to be a bit of a rant/breakdown. We're going to look
it's Witcher 3. It's pretty cool.
At racism as a narrative tool, not in a moral sense, but in the context of storytelling and world building. Because whether people like it or not, bias between cultures, races, and nations, whatever form it takes, is one of the most...
Hey, Green Knight! I like that movie.
Consistent forces in human history. It shaped conflict.
What was it?
It was weird.
Oh yeah,
we watched it together. It's just I don't get it.
It is very weird. I talked to the guy who read the original story, Green Knight, which was translated from I guess Old English by Tolkien. And yeah, this is the original one was way more comprehensible because the original one is just like, oh, happy Gawain gets a challenge, and he goes a challenge of honor. And then
the whole challenge was fine. It was just the ending where he gets to flash forward if in
Oh,
case
yeah.
he runs away. It was like that was just kind of a, I don't know. It felt like a gotcha moment where it's like, oh, but he didn't do it, and then had this entire life. But nah, it was just a dream, I guess. And then
and that's the part where I almost walked out of the theater because I was so tired of modern day movies kind of like taking away heroism from heroes. And they did that the entire movie where he just fails and fails and fails. So like, wait a minute, you're going to have Gawain run away? If I hadn't paid for popcorn, a drink, and a ticket, I would have walked out of the theater. I was like, you know what? I paid for it. I might as well finish it, see it through to the end. I was glad I did because even though the flash forward thing was kind of weird, I'm glad that it turned out at the end that he stayed and possibly got his head cut off, but maybe not. I don't know. But at the end, he's like, you know what? I'm pulling off this protective sash. Go ahead and do it. You know, I'd rather die with honor than live that life based on a lie. And I thought it was kind of interesting. But I'm glad he was able to become heroic in the end.
Alliances, how people see each other, and how they justify that.
Also, they kind of twisted that story into becoming more like a supernatural thriller. Or like a psychological thriller, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very weird at moments. Like, what the hell was with the giant naked women walking around? What was that? Like, what in the world was this giant naked women brigade?
That was my bad. I'm sorry. I told the director to add that for me, and
just for Stu.
They did it for me as a favor. That was on me. Sorry, bro. I'm the new Weinstein. Did you know that?
Giant naked bald howling women.
Yeah.
like what is this was representing a psyche or something? I don't know. Let's see. But gnomes belong in the garden.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, you got it funny. Like the gnome homeland is a giant garden.
Yo,
instead of like in the mountain or something. It's kind of funny.
And because of that, it's
what do you say?
I think that'd be more of a halfling thing.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess it would be. They live in the Shire, but you would think then maybe like a halflings kind of settle. They make a Shire, and then gnomes kind of gravitate there organically. Kind of like in a symbiotic relationship, kind of like a whale will have like those lampreys or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of eats things off of them, or the cows will have birds that eat the flies or something. It's like that. The halflings make the land, they make the garden, and then gnomes just kind of appear. They kind of gravitate towards these gardens, and they're like bugs, I guess. They kind of help make the garden look better. They kind of make it healthy. Is that Princess Witcher 3? More like Glitcher 3.
Heyo.
Shows up fairly often in fantasy settings, whether intentional or not. The problem is, most of the time it's either overly simplified into something comically shallow or avoided entirely. You get worlds where everyone just kind of coexists, or you get the opposite, where it's just, this group is bad and these people hate them. And that's the entire...
I remember what's her name in Baldur's Gate 3? Lysel. She just constantly throws slurs around. Ishtik and all that stuff. I just constantly throw slurs around.
Explanation. And both of those approaches leave a ton of depth on the table. Bold claim here, but reducing your world into a world where every race lives in harmony, or the elves and the humans fight constantly, but only the bad guys are racist. Well, I'll just say, for me, it's a bit hard to suspend my disbelief. At the same time, I understand fantasy is fantasy. It's not the real world. Therefore, it doesn't have to be realistic. I get that standpoint. But if you do sprinkle in fantasy racism into your story, you want to do it in a way where it doesn't feel frivolous or shallow. By the end of this video, hopefully we'll understand how to go from a shallow trope into something that feels real and meaningful, and how you can apply it in your own world in a way that feels grounded, believable, and actually meaningful to your story you're trying to tell. Also, we'll analyze examples of racism in popular fantasy, whether it be shows, movies, or books.
And I remember that. Have you ever seen that one? I think it's called District 9. It's actually really good. I'm surprised it never got a sequel because it set up for a sequel so hard. But yeah, it's like aliens coming to Earth, but it's not an invasion. They're kind of just like lowly peons or whatever. That's kind of what they mention. Like, these are not soldiers. These are like basically dregs from another society, another species. Mm-hmm. And so essentially they had to settle down in this slum, and over time they kind of became like their own little city, and it's called District 9. I kind of keep them isolated there. So people are like, what do we do with these aliens? Like, what do we really know what to do? I forgot what the movie entirely is about, but I remember it being really good. Like, it really is about racism, kind of, because they don't like us really, and we kind of don't trust them because we can't really understand them very well, and they are kind of violent because they're not like the ambassadors or anything. They're kind of like the dregs. They're like criminals and stuff like that. So they're not really that capable of assimilating into what human society and things like that. So it's pretty interesting. Everybody says District 9 was great. It's been a long time. Yeah, I saw it in theaters like once a long time ago. Yeah, they're called Prawns. That's what it was. It's called Prawns. It's pretty good. I think it made a lot of money. It just never got a sequel, which is surprising.
We're going to give our opinion whether they help or hurt the stories or worlds they're set in. And if you're into this kind of stuff, world building, fantasy, gaming, that's pretty much what we do here. Please, if you enjoy, like the video. It's so important to the algorithm. And subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date. Also, if you want to go deeper, we have a Patreon where we post extra lore, behind the scenes work, early videos, and our own short stories and books, and everything else we're building in between. Links are down below. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so before we get much further, we need to establish...
Hey, it's Adult Sokka. Like first time I watched Princess Mononoke, it was after I watched Avatar: The Airbender, and I was like, "Hey, this guy is this Sokka, and personality-wise."
A couple of things. What is racism? At least in the confines.
Also, I'm pretty sure that the mount you get in Elden Ring was based off of this mount, by the one that Ashitaka rides.
At least in the confines of this conversation. I felt this is important to talk about because in the real world, the definition of racism has kind of skewed depending on who you talk to. After that, we'll discuss why racism exists in the real world, or try as best we can. We'll talk about deep and shallow racism, and give good examples and bad. Then we're going to show you how to use it as a tool and apply it.
Oh, we're getting a really big breakdown, huh?
I'm sorry. Like, that's just so funny, Annika. We'll give good examples of racism and bad examples of racism. See, these are the justified ones. These people have a point.
You see, this is frivolous. This is racism that stems from noticing things.
See, this is statistically backed.
Yeah, you just bring out statistics and stuff.
Fucking quoting crimes.
Why is it that the orcs make only let's see.
Instantly and meaningfully into your own world. So for starters, what is racism? At least in the confines of this video. The textbook definition is the behavior or attitudes that reflect and foster this belief. Discrimination, prejudice, or violence against people because of their race. And I think that sums it up pretty well.
Sure.
Anytime one group looks at another group and says, "You're different from us, and because of that, we don't trust you, we don't respect you, or we think we're better than you." Humans and elves, dwarves and orcs, nobles and commoners, empires and the people they've conquered. Different forms and the same underlying ideas. So why does racism exist? It's really a great question. First thing to understand is fantasy races are not the same as Earth races. In terms of biology in our own world, race doesn't actually exist. That's not to say race isn't real, though it is important to understand that it is a cultural construct that humans created and has nothing to do with our biology.
Oh yeah, Balto. That technically is a story built on racism because he's half wolf, and they all hate him because he's half wolf or something like that.
I hate to be the grand wizard here, but like there is biological components to race and it's really dishonest when people don't bring it up. Like the biggest one is sickle cell anemia,
Yeah.
Like that's a safe thing to bring up. Like if you are black, you are more susceptible to sickle cell anemia. That is just a fact, and that's not a problem to say. Huh? Liver cancer, like I think liver cancer in white people, right? Hold on, Grand Wizard Alex is telling me. Hold up.
My uncle died of a very aggressive form of cancer, and they were worried that he would, because hold on, let me.
Waifu's showing up.
Yeah.
And to go to the institutions at this point, England and Canada kind of seem racist.
He had a very aggressive form of cancer, but his prognosis originally was really good. but because he was a black man, they like the thing is that they told them that he would have a much higher chance of having something they couldn't control. And yeah, he died less than a year after his good prognosis was given. So, and it was just because they're more susceptible to the aggressive forms of cancers. Sorry, I just
Thank you.
talk about it.
Yeah, it is true. Like this kind of like, oh yeah, this guy's you're from like English descent, something like that. They kind of could tell in the DNA.
Yeah.
But Balto was built around this idea. I remember this now because I liked Balto when I was a kid. It was a really good movie. But they call him like a wolf dog or something like that. So he's like half wolf, and that's kind of why he was kind of exiled from the rest of the dogs because he was a wolf dog.
There are no distinct genetic boundaries for the groups commonly called races. When we refer to race,
what is it? Oh, what,
The,
this
the
one?
dog with bad guy, he's so good, but just look at his face.
Yeah, look at this. They put a lot of effort into this character's face. I remember that. He has the best expressions.
Races. When we refer to races in our own world, what we're really referring to is populations or ethnic groups. And many of the physical characteristics that are associated with race are due to adaptations to climate and environment. That can include skin color, height, nose shape, and many more features. These slight...
Oh yeah, by the way, there is racism in Kung Fu Panda. It's not because like, oh, you're fat. The bad guy in the second one committed a panda genocide because he learned.
Because he thought pandas was beneath him. It's because he thought pandas would kill him.
Yeah, he was afraid of a panda. Like if there's a prophecy that a panda would defeat him, and so he kind of committed a panda genocide.
I mean,
like,
that just sounds like that just sounds like his actions were kind of justified. I'm just like
Is that an example of good racism?
Is this good racism or bad racism?
Chat, help me out. Is this good racism?
Is this good racism? Let's see. He's kind of the same. He had the same motivation as Voldemort. Like this, he had a prophecy that someone was going to destroy him, so he went after that person. In fact, you know what? Maybe the second guy, the bad guy, which is voiced by Gary Oldman, who played Sirius Black, oddly enough, but the guy in the second Kung Fu Panda movie, was he worse or better than Voldemort? Because he committed genocide, where Voldemort, I guess, wanted to commit genocide for fun, but when he was told he was going to get annihilated by a wizard, he's like specifically targeted Harry Potter. Let's see. Wolfsbane then cheers says West Coast Africans have more resistance to malaria because they are surrounded by the mosquitoes that carry it. It's also the reason why they have crazy fast twitch muscle fibers and are crazy athletes. The downside is that the West Coast Africans are more susceptible to prostate cancer. I'm not sure how that connects, but I guess that makes sense.
No, that makes no. We're talking about like there are genetic factors to race.
Yeah,
and yeah, that's fair. I think I don't like. You know, I like to LARP that I'm a horrible person, but I don't really think like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, dude, of course.
Morphological differences are called clines. They are genetic adaptations to the environment over time and a geographic area. Contrary to that, race in fantasy, for the most part, does exist. Elves are
the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Distinctly different species than humans.
Technically, was he technically being racist because he was trying to draw out his story, right? In hopes Jonathan comes up, because Jonathan is a Aarakocra, which is like a bird person, and he needed Jonathan specifically to be there because he was not because he was like friends with him or anything, but specifically because of his race. So then they pushed him out the window and then kind of like fell off the tower with Jonathan, hoping that Jonathan would use his flight ability, his racial trait flight ability, to get them out of trouble, and he did, and it worked. Was that being racist?
Not to me. But Jonathan was one of the good ones, so
Jonathan. It's Alex Haley to cheers. It's technically he killed all animals that were black and white. By the way, wasn't Tai Lung also kind of black and white? I guess he failed on that part.
Dwarves, or even lizard folk. Some races spawn from the gods and some literally crawl out of hell. This is important to understanding racism and why people are racist. If in our own world we are able to be racist to, in theory...
Oh yeah, Planet of the Apes. That one I'm pretty sure was actually racist. Because the guy who made Planet of the Apes, I think, was actually racist, though.
Our own race, how does this happen? The short and easy answer is it's both a learned and primal behavior. Humans are naturally wired to categorize.
I like the country music in the background. What music do they play? We talk about racism. Dung, da, dung, da, dung, da, dung. Yeah, get up there.
Things. From a very young age, even as infants, we start grouping things together. If something looks similar, behaves similarly, or feels familiar, we place it into a category. And most of the time, this actually works, and it's pretty efficient. It allows us to.
By the way, the Empire has been like rewritten for modern audiences, because now where they used to just be the Empire that was kind of evil on their own, but now they added in that they were racist against aliens.
Yeah,
that's not really in the movie at all. But
I think it's actually in some of the original books.
Was it in the original books? I don't remember that being in the movie at all.
I think it actually. I think it was extended universe stuff.
It kind of feels like they could only understand Hitler, so like, oh yeah, the Empire must have been Hitler. Otherwise, they can't have been evil, right? But no, you could be evil without being Hitler. It's possible. As someone once told, I think Dumbledore once told Harry, the world is not divided between good people and Death Eaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can not be a Death Eater and still be a bad person. That's kind of what Umbridge was. Like in the books, Umbridge was not a Death Eater. She did not hate Muggles. She hated half-breeds. That's a big difference. So she hated Hagrid. She hated Hagrid. She hated the centaur guy that they brought in to teach divination. She hated Lupin. In fact, she pushed laws so that people affected by what was called lycanthropy. She made it harder for them to get jobs and stuff like that. So Lupin was already had a hard time getting jobs, but Umbridge hated half-breeds so much that she made it even more difficult for werewolves to get jobs. That's why, like Lupin, you see him again in Order of the Phoenix. It's only been like a year or so, but he's like much more haggard looking. He looks all frumpy and dusty, and he has white hairs because his life was hard already, but now it's even tougher because of Umbridge. And see, so yeah, Umbridge does not hate Muggles; she hates half-breeds. Let's see, Hamilton Burger says, and if only some sort of writing demon had done a video meaning of empire and emperor, maybe.
Easily understand the world quickly without having to analyze every new thing we encounter. It's essentially a mental.
Is that guy's name Dandelion or Dandelion? Because I know I at first I was reading his name as Dandelion because it makes sense, but like, oh yeah, I guess his name is Dandelion.
It's Dandelion in the original language. So in the video games, they still call him Jaskier, which is Dandelion in like Danish or Dutch or something. Someone correct me on this. Like when they localized it over here, they decided not to call him Dandelion because dandelions are gay.
I just thought that was kind of, is that his name, Dandelion? I was just like, oh, of course his name has to be pronounced Dandelion. Like it's not pronounced yacht. It's pronounced throat wobbler mangrove.
Shortcut, and it is incredibly useful. And that same process does not just apply to objects. It applies to people as well. We categorize groups, cultures, and communities, and over time, we build general ideas about what those groups are like, how they act.
It will spend 10 years of sports also have a racial component that people don't like to talk about. For example, there are more black people as heavyweight boxing champions because it's about power, while Latinos dominate the light and middleweight leagues because it's about attrition. Interesting.
Well, if you look at the Olympics, white cultures tend to dominate competitions that require a lot of like upper body strength and coordination, while like I don't know a good way to say this, but like brown people tend black people tend to like dominate like long distance running events.
Oh, yeah.
And Asians tend to dominate shooting.
Really? Shooting
And precision. Yep.
Let's see. Book Album says it's funny considering Umbridge was half bully. She was half bullywog. Maybe that's why she hated half breeds. I don't know. Maybe. Oh yeah, that's right. Because like they keep like the Umbridge from the movie is nothing like the Umbridge from the book. Like she's in the book she is like half frog. So they describe her constantly as like, she has toad-like eyes and a toad-like face.
Half frog.
I don't know how this works. But yeah, it's a bullywog is a frog creature apparently, and I thought it was like kind of like, oh, that's what she looks like, but I guess she's half frog. Also, she's really tiny. Like in the movie, she's kind of like a normal sized lady. In the book or in the movie, she's a normal sized lady. In the book, she's kind of like Edna Mode from The Incredibles. Like she's really tiny, like really, really, really tiny lady who looks like a frog, I guess.
What they value, whether they're trustworthy, dangerous, or unfamiliar. This is where stereotypes come from. They are simply generalized beliefs about a group that helps us navigate social interactions without starting from zero every time. Recognizing differences between groups is not a problem. Different cultures are different, and they have different histories, values, behaviors, and ways of living. Noticing that is normal. The issue is when we attach judgment to those differences, when it shifts from they are different to they are worse, or they are dangerous, or they cannot be trusted. That is the point where simple categorization turns into bias. Once that bias forms, it doesn't stay isolated to one individual. It spreads through families, cultures.
I think Tolkien kind of used this whole aspect to great effect, where he begins with the elves and dwarves hating each other, because the elves and dwarves really hate each other in Lord of the Rings. But then throughout the course of the Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers and all that stuff, Legolas and Gimli famously become friends. That's even in the books where they kind of, I think they discuss like we'll go back to all these places later on and explore when we're older, and they do. They go back and they have adventures and stuff like that. Just Gimli and Legolas together because they became friends. See, Alexandra Tincheers says, I don't know, Stu. One of the Hall Live YouTubers went to American gun range, and she was so bad at shooting that they took the gun away from her. But our coworker was really got into guns. Well, I mean, she's a hologram. I guess it makes sense, right?
VTubers are not people, chat. Like
they're holograms.
You don't you don't get to like bring up examples with VTubers. I just mean in general. Like anyone who VTubes is not a person. Aggressively not a person.
It's not a person.
Institutions and shared stories. People pass down those ideas, reinforce them, and build on them. Sometimes long after the original reasons for them have been forgotten or changed. Over time, what started as
I think Viltrumites are just technically racist because they see all other creatures as beneath them because they are not Viltrumite, and Viltrumites see themselves as the top of the food chain in the universe.
Recognition
they're not exactly wrong though. Like they
they're pretty on point. They're really, really strong, but only because they did a bunch of terrible things to get that way. Because they built their whole culture off of like dominance,
prejudice, and then can evolve into discrimination and unequal treatment between groups. This is why some forms of bias show up in almost every society. It's not random. It comes from a combination of how humans process the world, layered with history, conflict, and cultural reinforcement. Hopefully that wasn't too wordy. But it's important to drive home how racism begins, at least for humans. If you have some fantasy race that doesn't follow these rules, that's totally valid. But when you slap the human version of racism on top of, say, dwarves and elves, this information is vital to making that conflict meaningful. So instead of real-world standard racism, I've broken racism into two categories. Deep.
I thought a lot about this. This is a deep exploration. Let's see. Alex got the 10 cheers. All right, Stu. I'll keep my dark F Hall Life YouTuber for myself.
Well, it's Alex Halo. Alex Halo also not a person. Aggressively not a person.
Specifically.
Yeah.
What kind of dark elf? I guess there's dark elves. There's D&D dark elves where they're kind of like pale skin and dark hair, I think. And then there's the anime dark elves, which is kind of the opposite. They have light hair and dark skin.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two different kinds of distinctly different dark elves.
And shallow.
Deep versus shallow. All right. I was there when it was written. Don't quote the deep magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written.
Okay, so now we understand.
Why is he playing this clip? This is the famous clip of.
Is he finally? It's like I get it.
I get it now.
I finally understand racism.
I get it now.
What racism is in this context, and we understand how.
We want to be a writer. It's kind of the things you have to look into. Like, okay, how does if I want to make a culture, make a world that feels real, and I wanted to add racism in there. You kind of have to understand how it develops. So it doesn't really seem like a cheap version of it. It kind of feels like, okay, this is why they hate each other. This is why they destroy each other. Like I think Warhammer had like some good stuff there, where the dwarves really hated the elves because there was one moment where the dwarves fought the elves, and those elves not only beat the dwarves, decided to shave all the dwarves' beards off, which was a humiliation so great that those dwarves that were shaven had to be exiled, or they never came back. They never forgot about that. They kind of wrote it in their book of grudges because dwarves are like that. Just have a big book of grudges. And so there are like a bunch of these incidents where the dwarves are just hold grudges against the elves, and so this hate. Also, the high elves, as far as I remember, in Warhammer, are dicks. Like there's horrible. They're just they're not like the elves from Lord of the Rings, or even Warcraft. See what chat. I let's say the
Again,
Tinctures
it's
and
because it's the old ones that created them as elite soldiers. So the elders are just better than everyone else. They're created by God.
Yeah, they are. Do they hold the same kind of backstory as they do in Warhammer 40k? Because I remember like I think 40k, they were created by some deity to be like the pristine best warriors ever.
I mean, I assume so, since that the Age of Sigmar is just in the past.
Yeah, I think that would work. I think that it holds up. And aren't they like related to orcs on that way? Like the orcs and the elves were kind of created for the same reasons.
Yeah, they're created by the same creator. They're just known as the old ones.
Yeah. And the elves, I think at one point, didn't they kind of have peace or something, and they kind of became hedonistic? And it's like, you know what? We actually created the goddess Slanesh or something. Was it Slanesh?
Because there was no war for a long time. They just started to sin a lot, and that's where the Dark Elder came from.
Yeah, and like, okay, we gotta stop this. All right, we actually made some demons. Probably should stop. Let's see. Alexander Tincture says she is a dark elf with blonde hair, and that's not real. There's no dark elf that has blonde hair. Get out of here. She's not true dark elf with blonde hair. That's a high elf thing. And also that VTuber has a cameo in Goblin Slayer. Really? That's kind of funny. Oh, wait a minute. I think I remember that. There's like a little side story in the manga where like where Goblin Slayer meets these obviously not from that world characters. Like he meets like 3 characters that are clearly from some other anime. Let's see. But I guess those were the I had no idea who these characters were. Like, what are these people's? I guess that was it. Like they're VTubers or something that they kind of just add in for a side story, which is kind of funny. And see, Wolfsbay and the 10 cheers, especially East Africans, dominate the long distance running because they have the longest slow twitch muscles fibers in the world. Okay, I think I read this one.
It's super cool, isn't it? Like,
it's pretty interesting stuff.
The whole thing with VTubers being in mangas, all I can think about was when the FaZe clan was in a Batman comic.
Oh, which is hilarious because it was, I think, like the Riddler invaded like some game, and Batman's like, I don't understand video games, so he had to unite an ally with the FaZe clan in order to take down the Riddler.
But it's always kind of it has that a little bit of cringe shit when it's like, oh, look at this cameo, and it's just like, oh, it's FaZe Clan though.
It's FaZe Clan. Like, what? Batman joins the FaZe Clan, which sounds cool on the surface, but then you realize that the FaZe Clan is like a bunch of gamer bros. I'm not even sure there's like main members of the FaZe Clan. It's kind of like just random FaZe Clan guys are in there.
I mean, there's a lot of FaZe Clans. So
there's a ton of them. Yeah, there's like so many. It's like a network or something. There's like a lot of them. I just like it'd be different if like, oh, here's the one where Batman joins up with Kiss or something. Or here's the one where Batman dissolves the case with, I don't know, AC/DC. That'd be kind of cool because like a band.
Kiss is in Scooby-Doo, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think so. I'm pretty sure
they are interdimensional space gods. That's not a joke. That's real Scooby-Doo lore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's real world lore too. Let's see. Phil Chris, so if Batman had to collaborate with LD to beat a villain, who would you battle? I would also battle the Riddler.
No, you're a fanboy about the Riddler.
I do like the Riddler quite a bit. The Riddler is awesome. This is why I was so angry at Tom King for messing up the Riddler. Like, look what you've done to my boy. Because he turned the Riddler into this Redditor, essentially. And I was perturbed by this. Carl Batista says 40k elves, also called humans, monkeys. Did they call us monkeys? But you can't say that, or in a super chat, or do they have like a strange slur for us that sounds like monkeys?
It sounds like the fantasy version, like the fantasy slur, you know?
Yeah. Megathon next to the 30. Muzz board says Team Liquid is better than FaZe Clan. I don't have no idea who either of these people are. I know FaZe Clan because they teamed up with Batman once.
Isn't FaZe Clan an esports league or esports team?
I know they play video games. It's just about as far as I know.
They started as an esports team, yeah, but I think they branched out.
To what?
Every game ever.
Like,
they became kind of one of those streaming houses.
Okay, so literally nothing. I understand now. Thank you.
FaZe Clan. You get it now. I get it now. Will Spain says, cheers. And I remember the reason why West Africans are more susceptible to prostate cancer is because the gene that fights malaria increases fast twitch muscle fibers, also increases prostate sensitivity, which increases the chance of this is kind of how D&D used to work, right? Where you can you have I want to make an orc. You get 2 to strength and -1 to intelligence. You know, that's something like that.
You get 2 to strength, but -1 to prostate cancer.
I guess in this case, you get 2 to dexterity, but -1 to constitution.
Bro, now I want to add a race in the next waifu book that has makes you susceptible to prostate cancer specifically.
Specifically, just prostate cancer.
I just want to be questioned on Twitter. It's like, all right, Stuart, was it absolutely necessary?
Yes.
To make these group yes.
It's essential to my artistic vision, yeah. I see. Does that mean women get off scot-free? They just get all the benefits and no drawbacks?
I guess.
Let's see. Alexander says, thanks 10 cheers. The VTuber cameos on the stream memes now. Really? Okay. Interesting.
Neat.
Starts. So next we need to understand the distinction between different types of racism that could occur in fantasy. For the sake of discussion, I'm going to break it down into 2 categories, deep and shallow racism. Now, starting with shallow racism. Shallow racism is surface level. It's the immediate reaction to differences. These people look different, they're from somewhere else, they act differently, so we don't like them. And it's pretty much where it ends. This is most akin to racism in our own world. There's no real explanation behind it, no history, no deeper reasoning, no underlying cause, it just exists as an attitude. You see this all the time in fantasy. 2 groups don't like each other, but if you actually stop and ask why, there isn't really an answer. It's kind of just assumed. Most commonly, we see this with elves and dwarves. 2, for the most part, humanoid races just inherently dislike each other.
There's Kingsley Shacklebolt, who's awesome. He's really good in the books, too. At least in Order of the Phoenix. I haven't read Half-Blood Prince yet. But that Kingsley Shacklebolt, pretty cool guy.
Most of the time, this exists as something to be overcame for the sake of character development, but it generally doesn't have much of an explanation. Maybe one event happened 1,000 years ago, but that's about it. For shallow racism, the reason races don't like each other, for the most part, there is an exception we'll get to later, but the reason is just because they're different. If that's the case, then what you're looking at is shallow racism. And to be clear, this does exist, and this isn't unrealistic. Humans absolutely do this instinct. We talked about it earlier. We categorize, we generalize, and we make quick
section.
What do you say?
What's this video called? I want to see the comment section.
Let's see. It's called Modern Fantasy is Too Safe.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's see. It's like if most people kind of understand this, it's only it's very few people actually. They oh my goodness, you're talking about racism. That's all. If most people understand this is in the context of world building and things like that. How to make it feel lived in.
Quick judgments. So shallow racism isn't inherently wrong to include in a world, and sometimes it's better to have no explanation at all. In my opinion, groups of people who are perceived as bigoted generally lands a little better if there isn't a good reason. Shallow racism isn't shallow in the fact that it is a weak narrative device. So even though you hear shallow and you think that it's weak, that's not what I'm saying. Shallow in this case is the individual or the groups that perpetrate this, as in someone is explicitly shallow in the way they treat another race if they behave this way. Now, on the other side of this, you have deep racism, and deep racism is a little bit more abstract and nuanced. Most of the time, that reason comes from history. Whether it's wars, conquests, or betrayal, people...
Wait a minute. Isn't that like Storm somebody? Then they kind of gender swap her to make her a Nazi or something?
In the way they treat...
Was she already a Nazi?
In The Boys?
Yeah, The Boys. I think they made her a Nazi. Or she is a Nazi character or something like that. And they gender swapped her for some reason. And so they can have the girls get it done section.
Another race if they behave this way.
Which is really strange that you want to have like a Nazi be the spokeswoman of your feminist movement.
Now, on the other side of this, you have deep racism. And deep racism is a little bit more abstract and nuanced. Most of the time, that reason comes from history. Whether it's wars, conquests, or betrayal, people respond to that history. They're taught who their enemies are, who they shouldn't trust, and who wronged them in the past.
You know, everything I've seen from the Boys TV show kind of feels like they're trying to make Homelander the anti-hero protagonist. Like he's still evil, but kind of feels like they're trying to push Homelander as the actual main character over everyone. Like, I've rarely seen anything from Huey or Butcher even. Everything I've seen from the Boys has been something involving Homelander.
And in some cases, a group that was oppressed or mistreated can carry resentment toward their oppressors. And from that perspective, it may even feel justified. But in fact,
That's Tim Roth. That's Tim Roth from Tim Roth from Tim Burton version of Planet of the Apes, which I kind of liked. I thought was kind of interesting because of the female monkey love interest is played by Helen Bonham Carter, which is interesting as well. So she's Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd and Bellatrix Lestrange in Harry Potter.
fantasy, it doesn't stop at just history. It can go further because the differences between groups can be more extreme than anything in the real world. You can have groups that are entirely different species with completely different natures.
See, that says, "Oh, deep." I thought you said peak. All right, go over the shallow race. Now it's time for the peak races. Oh, it's one of those videos. Okay.
Not just how they look, but how they think, how they behave, and what they value. A race like lizard folk or dragonkin may operate on instincts or priorities that feel completely alien.
Also, what's kind of interesting is that I think you said that he mentioned this earlier, but like a lot of fantasy writers will have them all wear one hat essentially. Now, in terms of fiction writing, a hat is just like kind of a quick term for everyone's the same. So Star Trek, you have like the planet hats, which is like the Klingon hat. He wears the Klingon hat, right? So that's kind of what happens with a lot of writers, where this whole race of people, just one hat. There's no really they all share the same culture, they all share the same language, things like that. No real division between any of them. So the other thing is, but you could have like as was mentioned earlier, how there's this racism between elves, like the wood elves hate the dark elves, and the dark elves hate the high elves, and high elves just hate everybody. Like you could have different cultures within the same race, and then have them hate each other, and that might actually highlight how silly these things can be. Like, wait a minute, but you both look the same, and kind of have the same thing going on here, like same culture, yes, but they drink wine when the sun is high. We only drink wine when the sun is low. And that's why we had that war last week. And you're like, what? I actually saw this a real life version of this almost between Japanese and the Koreans. So apparently the Koreans eat with they eat with utensils, and they eat from a bowl that's stationary on the table. So that's why a Korean dish might be heavier, because it's meant to stay on the table, and they kind of pick up food and put it to their mouths. Whereas Japanese people, they tend to lift the bowl to their faces. I think that's kind of how it goes. And so in Korea, doing that is like, oh, are you a beggar or something like that? Because beggars would do that. And then Japanese people would they'll see the Korean guy like eating from the bowl on the table, and he would think, are you being rude? Like, are you do not like the food? It's very interesting. And you think that they might have some similarities there, because we often think, oh yeah, Koreans, Japanese, Chinese, all the same, right? and from American perspective. But no, there's like some interesting differences in cultures there. So these things kind of do exist in real life.
Into humans.
Also, this guy, is he a popsicle? Like, is he a popsicle superhero? Like, what is his deal? Is this Kurt Russell? Like, Kurt Russell is like a popsicle superhero,
Alien,
like a popsicle mascot.
to humans. And from a human perspective, that behavior
As Kurt Russell.
might come off as hostile, cold, or even dangerous. So the bias isn't just they're different, it's the way they exist conflicts with how we live. And that creates a more valid reason for the distrust. You can also have some cases where groups are tied to something larger, like gods, magic, or even something darker. In some settings, elves might see themselves as superior because they're descended from divine beings, while humans are not. From that perspective, that's not just arrogance, it's
Or are they?
a worldview backed by what is potentially truth. On the flip side, you can have races that are cursed, corrupted, or even created by something like a god of chaos or a devil. And in those cases, people in the world see them as inherently dangerous, and they can be correct. Now, whether any of that is actually true is another question. It could just be exaggerated, it might be misunderstood, or it might just be some kind of propaganda that's passed down over generations. The key point is that there is a reason people can point to. And that's where the nuance comes in. Deep racism doesn't always have to come across as obviously wrong in the world itself. Sure, sometimes it definitely does. Like lizard people don't have to be slaves because their biology is different. Looking at you, dark elves. But
Yeah, dark elves.
sometimes it doesn't. The word racism carries a lot of weight, and it's always perceived to be a bad thing.
I don't think there's actually any racism in Pirates of the Caribbean, as far as I know. They don't like these guys because they're like fish people, but they're not actual fish people. They're kind of Davy Jones's crew, and Davy Jones is the guy doing all the bad stuff so far. So I don't think they hate him because of his race or that he's a fish person. They just kind of hate him because he's Davy Jones.
Thing because of the real world implications. But bear with me here. In fantasy, it might be common sense in a lot of cases you may have not considered. Generally, we blur the lines at calling things races when they become purely evil. We start calling them monsters or creatures or some other variation. But when it comes to things like orcs, goblins, or trolls that are sentient, and for the sake of this debate, evil, we wouldn't say that hating them is racist. Even though sometimes the difference between humans and elves is just as great as humans and orcs or humans and goblins, we still won't call orcs or goblins races if they're entirely evil. In these cases, deep racism would seem to be excusable, even good. The term deep racism opens up a lot of nuance on how racism can be perceived in your stories. When you start framing things like this, it actually changes how you see racism.
Okay, the Chronicles of Narnia was an interesting one because in the war with the White Witch, I think she led an army of like trolls and monster creatures, while the good guys were like centaurs, dwarves, elves, and things like that. The cool creatures. I thought it's kind of interesting how you divide them up, because they had like because the White Witch had other witches on her side, basically like just kind of down the middle. These are evil things, and these are good things. The war between the good guys and the White Witch, very interesting to see what he chose to be on whose side.
Actually changes how you see racism in a narrative context.
Is that really racism with like mystical creatures? And that's pretty cool.
You can start looking at racism from justified perspectives. Obviously, everybody who's racist thinks they're justified. And that in turn may help you write shallow racist characters better instead of them becoming cliche or caricatures. So if in your story, all orcs are evil and are worth...
I just keep thinking this is Manny from Black Books. But he's gotten balder.
Evil and are worthy of being killed, that's okay. You don't have to add in a good orc just to make a point. Just change the lens that you view this, and it might even help the way that you write characters in the future.
All right, what's this? Good and bad examples. All right, here we go.
Okay, and now on to the really fun part. Now that we understand the difference between shallow and deep bias, we can start looking at how this plays out.
What is this movie? Is it that Underworld movie? What is this movie? It looks kind of cool.
We can start looking at how this plays out in real stories, because this is where it becomes really obvious what works and what doesn't. Racism turns up in tons of mediums, but I've chosen 3 bad examples and 3
Balto
good examples. Now, as I previously
look at the subtle movements of this character. Look at his face. They put like 90% of the budget went into this guy's face. Look at this.
Now, as I previously stated,
Just move the eye.
It can be a good
constantly shifting every frame.
example, whether it uses shallow.
Let's see. Oh, it's Underworld 3? Okay. I look like Underworld, but I'm pretty sure I just thought it was like in the modern times. Like I was like, is that Underworld or not? Alexander Tinshir says everyone knows you should be racist against Uchihas. I guess that makes sense. They are genetically, emotionally unstable, and the more thing that causes them to have mental break, the more powerful they become, and slowly turns them evil. Yeah, what is with the Uchihas in Naruto? They kind of feel weird to me.
Or deep racism. Sometimes deep racism falls flat.
I like he went to Poe when talking about deep racism, kind of implying that he is deeply racist. You might think that Poe is a funny guy, but did you know that according to the lore of Kung Fu Panda, Poe
wasn't there a
Sometimes-
person that was like the turtle wasn't racist or something like that? Remember that we watched it on stream for a long time ago, but it was like this.
Oh, yeah, because it was Oogway. Oogway was wrong or something like that. It was when,
Ruge was evil, or at least.
Yeah, it's something like that.
I'm
It was
sure
like
someone can spin it.
It was like it was from those really stupid modern day film theory videos, I think. Right, it's so bad. They're so bad. I can't watch them anymore.
Shallow racism advances the story.
I just hear the guy smirking throughout the entire video. You can't see the guy, but you can just hear him smirking. The millennial smirk.
Story in a really great way. Now this part is totally up to my own.
There was a video about Oogway being secretly evil or a failure or something like that. He was an idiot, according to the video. And we went to the video. It was just so frustratingly wrong and stupid. I think we just quit halfway through.
Subjective view, so please keep that in mind.
What do you say?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it was retarded. It was just a straight up retarded video. And in other words,
A shameful display!
a shameful display indeed.
If you liked any of these movies or shows, don't take it personally. So when it comes to examples, I will say the good are easier to find than the bad. For the most part, I tend not to watch terrible movies. So a lot of the bad examples are out of my frame of reference.
Oh, good for you.
That being said, there are a couple movies that range from good to okay that I would like to spotlight for not using fantasy racism well. A good example of this falling flat is The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. While I did enjoy the movie, the way they handled the elf versus dwarf beef
was the most racist part of the Battle of the Five Armies when like they saw the goblins coming over the ridge. Like, you know what? We can all unite to fight the goblins, right? Dwarves, men, elves. What was the other? Oh, yeah, eagles coming later. But dwarves, men, elves, we have hard-coded hatreds for each other. But all of us can agree that we can put aside our differences for one day to fend off the goblins.
It was very underwhelming despite giving us a cool action shot.
God! The hordes of hell!
There's supposed to be an age.
I think it's Billy Connolly as that dwarf. That's a perfect casting for a dwarf. Billy Connolly, fantastic. How could you have your pudding if I don't eat your meat?
Just old hatred between the dwarves and the elves. The story sets it up like there's a history there, like there's genuine distrust and resentment between the two groups.
They do. They set it up where like the I think the dwarves and elves had an alliance, and then when Smaug came in to conquer the Lonely Mountain, the elves turned away. Like they arrived to help, but at the last moment they turned away and allowed Smaug to destroy the Dwarven kingdom. And that's why they presented the elves so much. At least in this version, in the Hobbit movies, that's what happened.
Groups. And on paper, it should work. But when it actually comes time for all of it to matter, it kind of just disappears. The moment a larger threat shows up, they fall in line and fight together, and all of that built-in conflict never really forces anything interesting to happen. It doesn't create hard decisions, it doesn't divide characters in meaningful ways, and it doesn't shape the outcome of events. It's introduced, and then it's dropped for a while, and then when it's time for it to come up again, we never really doubt that the elves are going to help. And that's the problem. The racism exists, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't drive the story forward, and it doesn't complicate relationships. It doesn't add much weight to the narratives. It just sits on the surface as flavor, and then gets pushed aside the moment the plot needs to move forward. In Avatar: The Way of Water, the conflict between the humans and the Na'vi is obviously central to the story. And on the surface, it seems fine. You've got two completely different groups with different values, different ways of living, and a clear history of conflict between them. But where I think this falls flat is...
The 10 cheers, Alex says, just ask Itachi. His father had the power to control the 9 tails. And he tries to convince him to help take over the Leaf Village. So Itachi killed them all. That sounds like a reasonable reaction. Golden Reaper Elixir 2 super chat says, "Does anyone remember Reign of Fire?" I think Reign of Fire was an early success for Christian Bale. I haven't seen that movie, but I remember that being like his selling point. Like, oh, Reign of Fire star Christian Bale stars in Batman or something like that. Maybe in the case, it's a. Wolfsbane 10 Cheers is also Uchihas have deep emotions and love more than anyone else. So when they lose their loved ones, they trigger a deep. Does that mean Sasuke does love Naruto?
Yes.
But doesn't want to show it.
Yeah, all Uchiha are autistic. That's what it is. They all have special eyes. They can pay really close attention to shit that other people miss. Like
that's what it is.
Yeah, of course.
It's a family of autists. It's like super autists. They trigger a deep emotional state that increases their power, but increases their hatred. Yeah, super autists.
Yeah, you got
it. It's incredibly one-sided. Humans are just the invaders, the bad guys. There's no real nuance to it, no deeper explanation of perspective or motivation beyond the basic framing. It's basically a one-to-one copy of historical themes. It doesn't have to be super deep, but it's a little cut and dry. You know the classic, humans are actually the evil ones. I don't really care for it.
Yeah, humans. What if humans are the bad guys?
And because of that, it never really adds any depth to the narrative. Gives you a clear side to root for.
Humans are the good guys. I hope they wipe out the Na'vi because we need your resources, your things. We have an empire to protect, people to produce, and to feed.
And they come back covered in blood. But they felt clean. Now, why did they feel that way, Major? Because they were clean.
I send them off to go kill Na'vi scum, and they do it, and they come back covered in blood. But they felt clean. Now, why did they feel clean, Major? Because they were clean. We need that guy. We need Maritza leading the army of the humanity against the Na'vi. I order them to go out and kill Na'vi scum, and they do it.
But it doesn't challenge anything, it doesn't create difficult choices, and it doesn't add layers to how these groups see each other. To me, it's simplified to a point where it stopped being interesting. And then you have something like War.
Yeah, that's a perfect example too. He's going to bring up DS9 because then DS9 has a lot of racism in there. Between the Cardassians and the Bajorans, because the Bajorans basically like the Jews, to the Cardassians Nazis, because the Cardassians wiped out millions of Bajorans during the occupation, millions of them. That's why there's a lot of like Cardassian war criminals like running around.
And they come back covered in blood. But they felt clean. Now, why did they feel that way, Major? Because they were clean.
Because they were clean. Oh yeah, and this one. Remember this one?
What? I'm not oppressing anyone. You're oppressing yourself.
The benders versus non-benders from Korra. That's also in there. I don't think it was handled as well though.
No,
I don't think that was
so
handled.
awful.
It was really, it was so in your face, blatant. It's like non-benders versus benders. Oh man, can we get any more surface level here? It's like baby's first dilemma. You know what I mean? It's like baby's first social issue. That's kind of what it felt like writing wise, watching Korra. That's what it felt.
I mean, I feel just more that they didn't lean into it a lot at all. It was just like it was kind of in the first episode and then in the finale, but everything in between was just who cares?
Yeah, it wasn't all that important. You'd think it'd be a bigger deal if it was supposed to be leading up to that, but it really wasn't. They could have done a better job. It really did feel like
the DM realized that he hated that plot point and didn't want to focus on it. It's just like, guys, let's just can we not?
the same thing. Like it's just it's millennials. Like these millennials, they want to touch on these topics, but they can't. They don't have the will to explore them. It's because the same thing happened in Ruby with the Faunus, because they really wanted to do like a racist plot in the Faunus and how the Faunus were like oppressed by humans or whatever, but they never really addressed it. They only talked about how Faunus were oppressed, but we never got to see how the Faunus were oppressed. And the Faunus still got to go to Beacon. Like there was no like rule that they couldn't join and become a hunter or a huntress or whatever. They were not banned from shops or anything. Like literally, there was no place in the story where Faunus were just kind of like oppressed. In fact, we got the other side. In fact, we got to see the other side. The only Faunus that we got to see were the terrorists. And so I was like, yeah, these Faunus are trouble. Get rid of them. We never got to see any oppression or any sort of discriminatory nature against the Faunus and Ruby. Not even a little bit. Like you would think there'd be like some people might be subconscious, like oh yes, I'll serve you two humans and I'll serve the Faunus last or something like that. But it's absolutely.
I think I brought this up, but One Piece tackled that really well too, where there's a character called Hody Jones, and Hody Jones is really racist to humans. Finally, they asked him, "Who the fuck hurt you?" And he said, "Nobody. I'm just like this because I grew up hearing it constantly, so this is my life." And it's like, that was one of the most nuanced things I think I've heard in One Piece in a while.
Like I just hate him.
It's just like no, it's because like there's a lot of racism with the Fishman stuff, and it's actually quite interesting and quite good. The problem is that Westerners, they are viewing racism as justified, so so long as it's against the white people. And so, that was really poorly received. It's like, no, racism as you think it is doesn't really happen like you think it does,
It's a very clear black and white, idea of racism. Like, okay, these people are racist, these people are not. This is how it functions. And they can only view it in the context of one moment in history as opposed to all of history, which would just blow their minds and how the stuff actually worked. Let's see. Wolfsbane 10 Cheers is the Na'vi literally call humans pink skins in the later movies, and it's justified because they're always right according to the writers. Yeah, they are always right according to the writers. But that reminds me, there's another Star Trek series called Enterprise, where which I didn't really like that much. I found it okay. It was kind of entertaining on some occasions, but thing is, there was there's a plot point with Andorians, which are these like weird blue alien guys, and they kind of caught these Andorian spies, and the Andorians called the crew pinkskins because they're all white, right? And then a reviewer, one of my favorite reviewers, SF Debris, he's like, "Are you like really? You're gonna call them pinkskins? Try that with Commander Cisco. I can see how he see how he takes to be calling dark skin or something." I was going to take to that too well. I was going to like that very much, especially since the Andorian in question was played by Jeffrey Combs, who plays Wei-Yun, one of the biggest adversaries in the entire DS9 series, and he plays what's his name, Brunt. He plays something Inspector Brunt or something like that, who is also just a complete asshole. And see, Alexander just 15 cheers, but Itachi's mom wanted to raise Naruto and not hurt him. That's impossible. She's a Uchiha because Naruto's right. Who's Itachi? Is Itachi Uchiha?
Itachi is Uchiha. Yes.
Okay, so that means his mom would be. So yeah, of course that he would end up harming Naruto because Naruto's mom was her best friend. The third. Oh, is this why? Was he racist when he said no? Like I'd rather my son be raised as an outcast and an orphan than be raised by an Uchiha. That would happen?
No, I don't believe that's what happened.
The third Hokage said no because they don't trust her husband, and Itachi killed her as well. Even Itachi's own girlfriend was not spared. Man, it's these Uchihas are a problem.
Yeah.
And Carter Ketchel, thanks to the $5 super chat, says, "I put a clip for Stu in stream clip submissions that I think you and Stu can appreciate. Please take the minute to watch it. Swearing is involved."
This is only for you two, so I just imagined it's scotch and boobs.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. What's this? Start watch. Okay. I was like, it took me to Twitch. It's like a Twitch clip, and it gave me a warning. It's like, so I guess it's gonna be pretty good. It gave me a warning, like this is only made for certain kinds of people. So do you want to proceed? Yeah. Wolfsbane and cheers as well. The Hokage trusted her, but was overruled by Danzo and the Elder Council.
Warcraft. This should be one of the strong.
Here we Warcraft. All right, now you're in my zone.
Strongest examples, if done right. You have the humans and the orcs with completely different cultures.
The orcs are the bad guys in this one. The orcs are the straight up the bad guys in Warcraft 1 and 2. Like, of course, the humans are not only racist towards the orcs, they're justifiably so, because the orcs are just ravaging their lands and killing everyone without discrimination. So I guess technically speaking, the orcs are less racist, but only because they hate everybody.
Different values and a clear reason to be in conflict. A war, a clash of two worlds, all of the pieces are there. But the way it's actually presented feels underdeveloped. It never really gets explored in a way that drives the story forward. You don't spend enough time under.
I think that's Lothar. And that, by the way, is... You know what? I like this movie. Fuck you. I like the Warcraft movie.
I swear, you and Alex are like the only people who love the Warcraft movie. Like, I like the Warcraft movie like enough. I'm not in love with it, but like, man, it's just very funny.
I'm the same as you do. It was good. Like, it was fine. But the devil is really into it.
Like, if you're a fan of Warcraft, it's really strange, but it presses all the pleasure zones in your brain enough because you get to see Durotar, which is Thrall's dad, which is a new
And the
character.
costumes are great.
The costumes are awesome. Yeah, they look like the characters. I like the way they did Medivh. Medivh was pretty awesome. I do like Medivh in this one. Lothar, the way they handled what's her name, the half orc lady, a little odd, but okay. I can dig it because if I could take how she was depicted in Richard A. Nake's books, I could take how she's depicted in this movie. Gul'dan, I think Gul'dan was pretty spot on. It seems like with all the lore that they've added on later and everything, it was tied into this movie. It's pretty good. It just kind of doesn't feel like a war happened. It kind of feels like the invasion of the orcs is kind of like an event that happened over the course of a few days. That's kind of what it felt like. That was my main issue. I just kind of felt like I wish felt like more like a war happened. And it felt a little too plucky to me. Like this, there's a quirky adventurers fighting off some orcs. But other than that, I kind of liked it for what it is. At Garona, I knew it started with a G. I just kind of felt like, I forgot what name it was. But Garona, the half orc. But I like how most of this was depicted. I had fun watching it. Really enjoyed it for the most part. It was not really lore. Like there wasn't one for one of the lore. Like it's obviously they condensed a few things to get everything going. They made they felt like more like a D&D party sometimes, but it's not how it would happen at all. But it was cool for what it was.
Just to get back to the whole racism thing, would this even count because they're an invading force? It's not like that they knew the orc existed before this. Isn't this where the orcs enters from the portal and this the first time humans even see them?
Right. That's kind of that's lore. That's the first thing that orcs and humans ever encounter each other.
So they're not really racist to the invading force. They're just kind of defending themselves.
They aren't racist yet.
Give it a minute.
After the first war, they're definitely racist towards the orcs. But it needs time to develop first. So the first war.
That was I mean. This is an example of bad racism, but none of these race are racist towards each other.
Yeah.
One race needs land, and the other ones are defending. It's like that's not racism. That's just war.
They're just invading at this point, so they don't really know. Not really. They don't really know who the orcs are.
The orcs are just desperate because their own world is declining, so they just want to go anywhere and build anew. They didn't attack the humans because they thought the humans was evil. It was just it's there. We can go there. That was ours.
If we could take it, we're going to take it. I forgot exactly why their land was pillaged and turned barren. I forgot exactly why. I don't think it was like that to begin with. I think it actually was pretty good. It was like a lush land, but they ruined it. And see, Wolfsbane Tincture says, well, Itachi's GF got it easy. He put her in a genjutsu where they lived a good life, got married, had children, and then died of old age. She even thanks him when she dies. Did he just murder her? Like right away? Let's see. Where are we now? Wolfsbane Tincture is going back a little bit. Colleges have literally brainwashed people into thinking that racism requires power. Oh yeah, prejudice plus power. That's right. And minorities don't have power in their views. They had to change the definition of racism so that they can do whatever they want and no one else can.
Yeah.
I remember Enterprise. Jake always says, I remember the episode of Enterprise where one of the male crewmen gets impregnated by an alien. I remember that too. because they want to do that flip on what they did with Deanna Troi and stuff. It goes through mood swings. It develops nipples. I remember that. It was weird.
On his wrists?
On his
what are they
wrist.
gonna do?
I don't know. It just has nipples on his wrist. I remember that episode. It was a weird episode. Like this. It's the impreg episode. I think people want to forget about that episode. It's kind of like a
Wait, is the
threshold.
baby growing?
I don't know. I guess you just like, is it really, it's really convenient that you can put your wrist to the baby's mouth or something? I guess. But I think it's one of those episodes they want to forget about, kind of like Threshold from Voyager. Like this kind of this no longer canon. It's no one talks about it anymore. Let's see.
Understanding how these groups truly see each other or how that perception shapes their decisions. And in the end, it feels more like a backdrop than something that's actually
is grown. She looks way better here than she does in the original lore, where she just like a weird, basically just. That's what she looks like in the original. Is orc.
Influential to the narrative. That's what holds it back. It should have been deep, layered with conflict, and had a lot of weight behind it. But instead, it comes across as surface level. There's racism there, but it's not really doing any work. It's not creating any meaningful tension or making any hard choices. And it's not really shaping the outcome of the story in a significant way. Ooh.
In the movie, she's like a green lady. She is like a green lady with like 2 extra large teeth. And that's about it. Let's see. But yeah, Warcraft 1, the orcs canonically win. So they kind of ruined the kingdom of Azeroth, later twist to Stormwind, and they ravage it. And so they invade the kingdom and they kind of go across the sea to Lordaeron. And that's kind of where Warcraft 2 takes place. We'll spend the 10 years. It's more that Itachi's genjutsu was so powerful that her brain tricked her that she actually died of old age. Really? That's crazy. That's kind of crazy. It's like you tricked your brain into dying of old age. Megathon, they said $10 super chat. The fell magic the orc used via demons basically used life to fuel it, so it killed the land. I could have sworn that was the case. It was something that happened with the demons. The blast. I don't think they even think the orcs are native to that land either. I think the orcs invaded from another world and killed all the Draenei, and most of them. The people who run the IP brought back Draenei as completely different people.
It's really annoying too because like the Draenei are also aliens. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think they came in like a starship or something like that, and they were like these weird malshapen creatures in Warcraft 3. And then
I was so confused when I played World of Warcraft because I thought the Draenei looked cool. I didn't know any of the lore, so I picked them. And then you start on a spaceship. I was just
I was like, what the hell?
What did I buy? I thought it was fantasy.
And they turned the lore into that the Draenei are aliens, and they crash land on a spaceship. I think, and in Warcraft 3, they were just fantasy creatures. They're actually these weird looking people who can stealth. Like they can just naturally stealth, I think. Mm-hmm. And then the Warcraft they added them into World of Warcraft. They didn't want to be malformed creatures, so they kind of this is kind of what they originally looked like. So like a long time ago when they first came to the world, there were these essentially elven looking people with hooves.
They were actually one of the first demon races.
That's it, demons. They're like a demon race, which is kind of cool. And then but ultimately they were like aliens because they're this crashed out on a spaceship. Like what is this?
It's very weird. Yeah.
So it kills the land, the blaster land where swamp but fell magic leaked in for the portal. Got you, LD Warcraft Excited Committee. Thank you very much, Megalithon. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Glad that's over. For me, the good examples are a lot more fun.
You know what? I was making my last video. I talked about Boromir and Eddard Stark a lot, and I kept getting confused. Like, is this Eddard Stark or is this Boromir? Is this an Eddard Stark clip or is this Boromir? Because they look the same. Because they're played by the same guy. So I'm like, I can't. But they're dressed almost alike too. Like, who is this again?
Talk about. Because I genuinely love all of these examples. We have a pretty good mix of shallow and deep racism here as well, which is really good because I can show you how shallow racism is done right. And HBO's Game of Thrones is a very good example of what I consider to be shallow racism.
Like the medieval version of it's we didn't start the fire.
Done right between the wildlings and the people south of the wall. From the perspective of the Night's Watch and the Northern Lords, the wildlings are seen as raiders, as a constant threat beyond the wall.
You are a bastard. A daughter fucking wildling bastard.
This belief is built on generations of fighting, and it kind of changes the reason the wall exists in the first place. The initial reason for the wall to exist is to keep out the others, or the White Walkers. Over time, it's actually shifted to keep out the wildlings. And I think the way that they frame this is actually...
by the way, there's the Warcraft people did some weird stuff in order to get the certain races back in. I thought they brought in the Blood Elves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the Blood Elves have to have priests, I think, because they don't have shamans. I think so. They have priests or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the original lore they had for why the High Elves have priests' powers, they essentially stole the light from humanity, and now they can use it. Like how can you steal the light? It doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of weird things in there. You know what? If you don't look at the lore and just accept it, it's fine. But if you are into the lore, it's like you're doing some weird things to get this to have these races together and are back in play. Because the Blood Elves the High Elves are essentially wiped out in Warcraft lore. There's just a few of them left, and they kind of follow Illidan. And I'm surprised the Naga didn't become a race in Warcraft for a while.
A lot of people thought they would, because in Warcraft 3, the Naga were one of the few units that had chaos damage that couldn't be resisted by anything, and
Yeah,
so,
awesome.
oh yeah, no, they rocked. Like whenever you got a Naga unit, you were like fucking like popping off.
And it is like the one mission where you get to have both elves and a Naga city, so you can make both. It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And see, Wolfsmith the Chinchir says, depending, and they're related too. So this lore is the long time ago in a galaxy far away, there was they're all the elves are united under this evil queen or something, and then there's like some rebellion stuff happen, and so the followers of the evil queen, I think, became the High Elves, and they were like kind of exiled from the woods, and the ones that stayed true became the Night Elves, and then there was like some other faction that followed the queen, I think, and they were punished and they became the Naga. So they're kind of all kind
You're
of
like
related.
the Highborn or something, yeah.
Yeah. It's a depending on how powerful the Uchiha is, they can perform genjutsu that can increase time so much that they can train someone for years in the span of a few. That's like cheating to me. It's like a broken technique.
Welcome to Naruto.
I mean, isn't that also what the Saiyans do? They have that chamber where time slows down.
Oh, yeah, the hyperbolic time chamber. That's Kami has that.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
it's close. I don't think they could train for like years in a second. So the whole thing, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look at, because isn't that the Uchiha thing? I look at you and you're in my genjutsu or whatever. So I'm gonna look at Stu and suddenly he's 10 years older.
More like they feel 10 years older. Like
is all these training techniques now?
It's really weird because in Naruto, like genjutsu is sometimes gassed up to be like the strongest ever, but also it is the easiest to counter.
I got to try my genjutsu.
Because all you got to do to mess up a genjutsu is to like temporarily fuck over your chakra for a second, because genjutsu only works if like your heart and mind are like normal. It's like stabbing yourself in another fantasy story to drop an illusion, you know?
Right. Makes sense. I think isn't that how it also works in like D&D as well? And see, whoa.
Sorry.
Let's see here. Megathon, extra additional $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Megathon. I think you just doubled our total for the day with this one super chat. Thank you, Megathon. Appreciate it. Holy shit! Says, oh, you got me going on. So Draenei are exiled of Eredor of Argus, who did not fall to the temptation of power offered by Sargeras.
Yeah.
Blood Elves have light magic because they were draining. Yeah, that's it. See, they stole it. See, they drained it. They're not blessed by the god of light or whatever. They somehow stole it. Like, what? How does this work? How does this work? How do you steal light magic from a god and then you have priests? Like, what? But yeah, I remember that the Draenei are technically a demon race that kind of refuse Sargeras. So they kind of are, they have like demon style aesthetics to their being, but they refuse to take the evil, essentially.
Mhm.
And so they're not bad guys. They might be like a demon style race, but they're not evil. Let's see. Golden Reaper, they said $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate it here. Let me see. Gorby says, all this talk about the powerful Uchihas are even controlling a nuke monster, and they're emotionally unstable is making realize maybe wanting to wipe them seems to make the most sense. They seem awful. They seem really bad. What's good about the Uchihas at this point? And see, we'll split this in cheers. They gain the knowledge but don't have the body to perform it. So Uchiha that's about to die can pass on their knowledge, but the apprentice has to actually train in life for the body. Isn't that how that it works in Fate? Right? The head mage or whatever of the family inherits all the techniques or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Let's see. Their bodies real life to actually perform the techniques. And see
really fast.
Like actually, then I guess at least you know them, right? You know what you're getting into.
Spend some time with the wildlings, and you realize they're not really raiders. They just want to move south to stay safe. They're just trying to survive in a brutal environment, and they're being pushed south by something even worse.
I think
to me,
you're right.
this works
I think
as
that is
shallow.
we didn't start the fire, but it's like fantasy.
That's a medieval version. We didn't start the fire. It's always been burning since the world's been turning.
Because both sides are quite obviously the same people. One are just born on the wrong side of the wall. The story also takes advantage of this as well. So much so that we actively root for both sides. There's good characters on both sides of the conflict, and the conflict is the main driver of John.
Seeing humans fight giants is always like the funniest thing.
Side of the wall. The story also takes advantage of this as well. So much so that we actively root.
Ouch, you dick.
For both sides.
Come here.
There's good characters on
pack.
Yeah, they're so easy to defeat. You should just stab them.
You gotta stab him. You gotta stab him really hard, right?
Both sides of the conflict.
This casual. It's so casual. Just like
characters on both sides of the conflict.
There you go. No more of that. No, so Harry Potter would be way different if Hagrid started doing that crap. He's just like starts swinging around people and smashing them against walls. Oh, open. There you go. There you go. There you go, Harry. Hagrid, you just murdered 4 dudes. Oh yeah, I just do that every day.
They were in my way, Harry.
They're in my way, Harry. Now, well, rule number 1, Harry: never get in the way of a giant. I'll make myself clear, Harry. Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Hagrid. Good. Because one of the coolest moments in the entire saga so far that I have learned about Harry Potter, one of the coolest moments with Hagrid was that he just tanked 4 auras like it was nothing. So they're like Umbridge brought like 4 or 5 auras to go arrest Hagrid, and Hagrid's like, no, you're not. You're gonna arrest me. And he just destroyed like 4 or 5 of these guys. They just kept slinging spells at him, and he's just tanking the spells. And they didn't even win. Hagrid got away. Hagrid fought like, and keep in mind, ours are not just like police officers. These guys are like the special forces of the wizarding world. These guys are the best of the best of the best, and Hagrid just tanked like 4 of them. So Hagrid could probably do this, like swinging around people, killing them. Like if you got Hagrid really angry, he would be a menace in Battlefield.
And the conflict is the main driver of Jon Snow's narrative for like 6 seasons. It has multiple arcs, and all of them are really good. Next, and one of my favorite,
Hagrid is such a good person. Like he doesn't even go full all out until the auras then attack McGonagall. So McGonagall took like 5 stun blasts to the chest, and she was hospitalized. Like she almost died. That got Hagrid so angry. He started just annihilating his auras like they were nothing. Like they were nothing. And like, how the hell is he tanking all these blasts? He's like, well, he's half giant. So giants are really like kind of like I guess they give him natural magic resistance, and also he has super strength, so he's just annihilating his auras.
Is the Elder Scrolls. If you've been around here,
and Umber's like, what the hell? You guys suck. Umbridge was just not having it. She's just so angry.
For a while, you know this is an ever-evolving channel, but at one point it was exclusively Elder Scrolls. The way they handle fantasy racism in their games is actually genius. Bethesda, the makers of the...
I mean, Elder Scrolls is really good, I have to say. I played Oblivion, Morrowind, and Skyrim. And their world feels very, very like fleshed out and real. It just does. You're just walking into a planet. You're walking into a world that's already there. It feels like that, especially in Skyrim.
So yeah, one of the I talked about Dagoth posting the other day, and that one of the top comments in this video is a Dagoth like post, like, how's an Enwa gonna borrow a fry? So the main villain of Morrowind is a demigod who was once a Dunmer, and it's very, very interesting because in the Elder Scrolls series, the whole world is a setting that is a dream. It's either a dream of a sleeping god, or like they're aware that they are a fictional universe. If you have achieved enlightenment in the Elder Scrolls series, you understand that you're like a demigod or something. Like you can, and only 3 people have achieved it. The main villain of Morrowind, so the way their enlightenment works is you are aware that you're in the dream and that you're part of the dream. The main villain, his name is Dagoth who you are like his friend who keeps reincarnating, right?
Huh.
And he calls you, what does he call you? Nerevar. And Nerevar Nerevar keeps coming back as a Dunmer, as a dark elf, and apparently like it's a meme to have him react to you coming back as anything but a Dunmer, and he's like, oh, excuse me, what the fuck is this? Like that kind of thing. Especially if it's a Khajiit or a Argonian. But Dagoth is super interesting because his enlightenment is egotistical. His enlightenment, he believes he is the dreamer and you are part of his dream. Or the whole world is part. It's super neat and super philosophical. And like it's a type of writing that you just don't see in any other fantasy setting. I've never heard of like any kind of fantastical element that, like, even if they like knock on the door of the fourth wall, like I've never seen it done like that. That's so cool.
It's pretty cool. I gotta play Morrowind again. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
I'm gonna link my favorite Dagoth posts in a minute.
Insane.
World use both shallow and deep racism in many different occasions. For example, at the start of Oblivion, you're racially accosted by a fellow prisoner, almost regardless of the race you pick. Say unless you pick his race. In Skyrim, Khajiits aren't allowed in the cities due to their proclivity to deal banned substances and steal. This is actually a funny concept because on the surface it seems shallow. But in-game, almost every Khajiit in Skyrim is a rule breaker in some way. 90% of them are literally skooma dealers, their bodyguards, or thieves. Something else the Elder Scrolls does is rely on unreliable sources.
Sounds racist to me.
And they change the way that defined entities are perceived by different races. For instance, the worship of Talos in Skyrim is explicitly banned because of the High Elves. The High Elves think they're descended from the gods, not humans, and because of that, no human can ascend to godhood. These are just some of the examples, but I really could go on all day about the Elder Scrolls, so I'm going to stop myself here.
There's so much lore in the Elder Scrolls.
Sometimes good examples of racism.
I actually recommend the MMO because that takes place in a prior the age. So that's where it's full of Dragonborns, for example. So it's like it's many years before the series. So it's kind of fun to explore that timeline.
That's kind of awesome. Like there's a lot of Dragonborns running around instead of like just the one. Yeah. That's pretty cool, actually. Let's see. I haven't heard much about the Elder Scrolls Online. Not too much talk about it, but it seems like a lot of fun because there's so much lore.
Yeah, it's about Moloch Ball invading and trying to take over everything, and you have to play in one of 3 factions. Mm-hmm. And of course, the one you play in is trying to unite the 2 others to go kick Moloch Ball's ass. So you actually go to his realm and have to build up an army. And the cool thing is that your choice kind of matters. So you get these quests in the final area where it's like, oh, do you want the priest or the soldiers to join you? And it depends on how you complete the quest.
That's pretty cool.
So, for example,
That's
if you
pretty
go
cool.
when you have to go help the Argonians, they have this life tree. The tree can no longer talk to them because it's so weak because demons is attacking the roots. So you get two choices: do you go down, beat the demons at the roots, and hope the tree someday recover, or do you just kill the tree so the demons don't have any more power? Depending on what you pick, if you go down and if you kill the tree, the soldiers will join you. And you will have weaker demons in that area. And if you go down and beat the demons out of the thing, you have stronger demons, but the priests joined you.
Interesting.
It's really cool. So it's like, depending on your it's kind of fun because you always play, because it's an MMO, so my fortress was vastly different than my friends because we made different choices. So sometimes they would be talking to no one because they have a quest giver and I don't have that because I, made another choice. That was really cool.
I mean, let's see. I think I remember you telling me something like that where you were questing together, but the person you're playing with was talking to somebody who wasn't there for you because they chose like werewolves or something like that.
Yeah, that was me. It also happens throughout the game. So there's a quest where you have to go. A guy has lost his partner. He was taken to like a village, and you go to this village where they trade werewolves by like completely, what you would call lobotomize them. Like they have no personality, they have no feelings, anything. And then you can choose to, be like, okay, this village is doing good because the werewolves are no longer a threat. Or you can be like, hey, these guys need free will and just kill the lady that runs this village. And I did that. So now there was werewolf in my area as the only player in my group. Because everyone else was just like, this lady's doing good. I was just like, no. I like this love story. I want these two guys to be together.
It's pretty funny. And that's like a pretty cool thing because it's just it means your choices matter.
Yeah,
very interesting.
It was a little bit, but for an MMO, it was really cool to see that my choices actually mattered, and then I was haunted by werewolves.
Especially in an MMO, where statistically, you're part of the adventuring party, that did it, not the actual movers and shakers that made the world go round.
Exactly. Let's see.
But of course, it breaks the immersion a little bit that when I talk to a person that doesn't exist, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, I think it would because this person doesn't exist for me anymore. But for some reason, he's talking to that person. But it's just you can just imagine okay, they're off doing their own thing. This is my world.
You wouldn't expect them to.
Also, you
Something
can play
like the
as
land
a vampire and kill all the NPCs just to annoy everyone else.
That happened in World of Warcraft. I mean, World of Warcraft a couple of times where you would have if you're playing Alliance, maybe some Horde members would come in and they'd kill all the quest givers.
Okay.
Oh my god! Do you remember when? Which one was it? Burning Crusade came out. I caused a problem one time. I was one of the reasons why this got patched. But do you remember the Fell Reaver wandering around just outside the Dark Portal?
Yes, I do actually.
So its pathing was very uneven. They tried to design it so that it would path near the Alliance City and then the Horde City. Well, the Fell Reaver, fun fact, can be remote controlled with the Gnomish remote control device. Now, the odds of it happening are about 1 in 1,000, but I had a lot of time in high school. And I went over and I just started fucking with the Fell Reaver. People just I actually kind of started drawing a crowd. A couple people just started watching me until finally it passed near the Horde City. It procced, and I controlled the Fell Reaver, and for a wild second, it said Fell Reaver, Gaga Gigo's minion, was the name of my hunter at the time, and I went over just enough to aggro the guards, and then my minion attacked it, and then boom, it started fucking wiping out that city. And I only controlled I only controlled the Fell Reaver for 3 seconds. My window of opportunity was so quick, but I just got so lucky and did it that for an hour the Fell Reaver just started killing player characters in town. And the Fell Reaver was meant to be a world boss, right? It was level 80 or level 70 or level 80 or something, but also an elite, and nobody could fight it at the time. But It was glorious. I had people from the Horde logging into Alliance alts fucking cussing me out because they all know who did it. They all saw Gaga Gigo's minion for like 5 seconds, and then they patched it out.
Stu!
It was amazing. Oh yeah, no, like a couple people thought it was hilarious, but like 5 Horde people just said you fucking like and calling me like 8 dozen slurs. It was great.
Peak griefing. And see.
For time shows how this works on a smaller, more character-driven level. Littlefoot is raised to believe that long necks should stick with their own kind, and that
Littlefoot is racist. Oh, raised. Okay.
idea immediately falls apart when he's forced to travel with dinosaurs who are different from him.
Mother, what's a long neck? What? That's what we are, dear. Oh. Why can't I play with that 3-horn?
Sarah carries her own pride.
We don't associate with those people. All right.
And bias. And
that's right. I forgot about this part, but yeah, all the dinosaurs were racist toward each other. Like we don't associate with 3 horns. The dad's like, you don't play with long necks, all right?
Group constantly clashes because of what they've been taught about each other. None of this comes from some deep political system or long historical conflict. It's learned behavior, passed down, and reinforced without question. But what makes it effective is that it actually impacts the story and the characters. The bias causes conflicts.
Because the kids have to work together in order to make it to the Great Valley. So they have to get over all their prejudices.
Slows their cooperation, and it even puts them in danger.
It's a bias because it's a we have to survive kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like they're in a ruined world. It's like whatever scarce food, they just want that. That's why they don't mingle. It's not because of racism. It's just because there's food shortages.
But in the beginning of Land Before Time, they're like they call each other. That's how we learn like what their names are for each other. Like I don't get away from that long neck. Oh, don't play with 3 horns, okay? And also Ducky's brother is a spike tail, and like whoa, you have a spike tail brother? What the hell?
But it also gets challenged as they rely on each other to survive. Over time, those beliefs start to break down. The characters experience something different, and that's the key. Even on a smaller scale, it's not just flavor. It drives their interaction and creates tension, and ultimately leads to growth, which is exactly what you want when you use something like this in your stories. And I was only going to do 3, but I'll also throw in one more. In The Witcher, the tension between humans and non-humans isn't just something sitting in the background. It's baked into the entire world. Elves, dwarves, and other non-humans, including Witchers, aren't just different. They're actively pushed to the margins of society. They're segregated, distrusted, and in many cases, outright hunted or killed. And what makes it work is that it's not one-sided or simple. From the human perspective, there's a fear, a history, and a conflict that is built up over time. And from the non-human perspective, that same history looks like oppression, displacement, and survival. You've got groups like the Scoia Tail who respond to the treatment with violence, which then reinforces the human fear. It becomes a cycle. The racism in The Witcher doesn't just exist as flavor. It shapes the world, politics, and all of the characters. Geralt is constantly navigating, dealing with this racism, often caught in the middle of it. And the choices he makes sometimes is influenced by it. This is what makes The Witcher a great example of fantasy racism.
Applying it. All right.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm real good at this. I got this,
All right,
guys.
no,
Don't worry. We built these roads. Oh, I did send you a funny Dagoth post if you want to pull up that real quick.
And so you'll get this clip first that was requested. Let me see. Okay, I guess it's a Kirsch clip. Let me see.
Okay.
Rate these people! If they're already not eligible, then who the fuck cares if we pass it? If they're already not eligible, if they're already not getting these benefits, which we know they are, we live in a filthy fucking law. We know that. But if they weren't getting and they weren't eligible, then fucking pass it. It won't do anything, right? Make your enemies look like fucking retards if that's the case. But oh no, that's not the case because you're a filthy fucking liar who hates Americans. Holy fuck. I'm so
damn.
We said undocumented immigrants are already not eligible for these benefit programs. All right, so what's the issue then? Yeah, what's the problem then?
This is an American thing that I'm too European to understand.
No, you're dealing with a similar issue.
Let's see. it's like a illegal immigrants. So like they say that they're not part of the benefit, but they're clearly part of the benefits. Like the illegal immigrants are getting benefits that they shouldn't be getting, and that's why kind of we have to like pass a law to ban it. But they're saying that we don't. They're already not allowed to get these, but they are getting them. We have proof that they're getting them. Let's see. It's kind of a lot of like Californians over here want to go to Germany and leech off the system.
Okay.
It's like that. Let's see. Like, oh, I can just go to Germany and get free college and free healthcare. Like, I don't think that's how that works. I think you can just get dropped into Germany and get free stuff. I don't think that's how that works. Let's see. All right, chat.
I mean, I know there is programs. Like I have seen this. I went to an international school where there were students from all over the world, but that's part of a program. So I do think that you have to apply for those.
It's part of a program.
I was the token white boy at a mostly black school. That was a good time.
I mean, I was the token girl in the IT class.
I mean, I imagine your time was a bit different than mine then.
Let's see. Everything's freezing. What the? I opened up these 2 Dagon posts, and everything is going haywire. Hold on.
Dagon is so powerful.
It's too powerful. His power level's too high. Here's one.
Dear God.
Here's one.
Dear God. Yeah. You are breaking up.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. Let's see. Hold on. How about now?
A robot. A static.
Might be too much. Might be too much. I don't know what happened. Let's see here.
Give it another shot.
I closed the 2 day. I closed the 2 day off videos. Now I'm fine.
Maybe only open one.
It's fine.
Like really short videos. Like what the hell?
It's not super important. It's just okay, interesting.
Let's see. Get these out of the way. All right, chat. Let's go ahead and go to stream memes, chat. Stream memes. If I can get there, everything's frozen. What the hell? Let's see. Go to stream memes. Go here. All right, chat. Since we didn't make it even close to Perlman, so we'll go ahead and transition over to stream. We only got halfway, so we'll go ahead and transition over to stream memes with this. All right, there we go, chat. Stream memes. There we go. What is this? It's skateboarding? I feel like it's AI. What is this? Oh, it's a deviled egg. They're trying to exercise a deviled egg. What's this? The jump in the span of 20 years in game development is crazy. Experience SA as a child and CP as an adult. No. It's truly an experience. I bet it is. Let's see. Question 3. What to do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be happy. Please answer the question with what kind of job you want to make money in the future. Let's see. Peter, notify me if external temperature gets too hot. Beep, beep. Please define hot. Let's say 1.9 million degrees Kelvin. Oh, crap. No. Picard, no. Earl Grey hot. Let's see. What is this? Heresy. Who would win? A legion of powerful sorcerers and their demon allies, led by one of the strongest psychers to ever exist, or some quiet girls? What is this lore? And is this? And then there's a gambler's trolley problem. You either do nothing and one person will die, or you can pull the lever saving one life while changing the trolley to its random track. You're a 3/4 chance. 3 out of 4 chance, no one dies, but also a 1/4 chance 5 people die. Do you pull the lever? The trolley for a gambler. Therapist. So when do you think your anxiety started? Me. Have you played this game?
From the arcade.
Yeah, they are. What's it
Dave
called?
and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's. Yeah. It used to be a.
This game.
It used to be a board
This
game.
was my jam.
It used to be a little board game. I remember. So what happened is like you would I think you would take out all the pieces, and then you would start the timer, and you would have because there's a little timer up there, and you would have like maybe a minute or maybe 30 seconds or something like that to get all the pieces correctly in the right spot before the timer went off. Otherwise, when the timer went off, the whole thing would eject all the pieces out of the the little slots, the holes.
The one in Game and Busters is you have these, you get like 10 buttons with these symbols on it, and then a screen in the middle that tells you what button to press, so you have to find it. So it's like triangle, circle, and then you have to go do it really fast.
And it'll be really fast, boom, boom, boom. And the faster you are, the more you get. It's pretty fun, but it's also really challenging. Pretty cool though. What is it? Hey, look, Rowlet, little Rowlet.
I love Rowlet. That's a good Pokemon.
Like, whoa, is it like sleeping, and whoa. He's a good boy. You can go ahead and pick your race. There is a I talked about series before where it's called critical failures, a thing, and it's like they want to try. It's like these guys want to try D&D, and I think the higher professional DM who's like a neckbeard named Mordred, and he comes in and he's like, "Okay, pick your race," and the one of the guys like, "I guess what? I don't know." I don't know what other race can I be.
No, that was Ted actually. Ted was actually that was a funny show.
Was it the one with the bear?
Yeah, it was it's a new Seth MacFarlane show. There's 2 seasons out right now, and they're both actually pretty funny. Like, like people, I always forget that Seth MacFarlane is actually like just a like comedy genius sometimes. Ted was good.
Funny. Let's see. What you said? What you said? I could pick a race. Can I pick white instead of the other races? Oh, here's Ted. I already hate this. It's a D&D versus Bowser, and I guess
he buys a little plush, a little DDD. Plush.
Oh, it's a little DD plush. He's like, hello, and goes to bed with it. Why is he so? What's this? Why is he so nervous? I guess he's going to return it.
No, you read it in the wrong direction.
I'm not sure.
Oh.
You read from right to left.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so it's up here first, and then
yeah.
You didn't read it like a weeb. You
and then
fake
he turns
anime
and leaves,
fan.
but then he returns, and then he shyly buys it and sleeps with it at night.
There we go. If I like an American, this tells a whole different story.
I do like that sometimes I explain things like the devil's my dad. So, no. This is how you do it.
They can do it this way, Dad. Let's see. Bowsette versus cosplay Peach. Know the difference. All right. Red hair, obviously evil, very sexy, very red eyes, extremely important, very evil color. I guess like this is cosplay Peach. Bandit Keith. When an American man comes to Japan for a visit, please do so formal attire like this image. Yeah, Bandit Keith is like the ultimate American, I guess. If you are not in formal attire, your entry may be denied. You have to be dressing like Bandit Keith if you're an American coming to Japan. And you could be put on the next flight home immediately. So please be careful.
It's true. Yeah.
Try speaking American. It's the only language you understand. Let's see. All places belong to America. Yo, Luigi. Yes. Where is my support? My child support. Whoa! When I name my rival shit ass in Pokemon, screams of genius. Oh yes, my nephew, shit ass. This. And these bonds shall last forever. If any here object to this holy union today, speak now for hold your peace. Objection! I object! Orc men should never be imprisoned in a cage of monogamy. Orcs must be free! Free to inseminate all elf women in the forest with their girthy animal cocks and thick fertile seed. That's what the goddess intended. The hell? It's a satyr. Like you get to say, like, what the fuck? And I'm so sorry. I don't know how my mother got in. It's okay. I'm getting used to her. Unhand me. I'm standing up for the rights of elf women. Oh, the orc dick. I don't know why I put that in here, but I guess it's for Stu. And there's the other way around.
Yeah.
And it's Stu. Happy Stu. Oh, Chef's really scared of ghosts, huh? You remember that one? I think Carpenter's was a ghost, and it looks like this, and Chef did not like it very much. Let's see.
I think Chef's just being a little sensitive, don't you?
A little sensitive. Yeah, a little sensitive. Jaden, what are you doing here? Doesn't make any sense. What is? Oh, you're finding what pot of greed does, right? What it does? Oh, my dear sweet baby boy Cyrus, there's something much more important than finding out what it does. It's, oh my goodness, what the hell? It's Crowler. Why doesn't Crowler look like exactly like the pot of greed? Oh my god of cards, you're right. Give me 6 characters to make fan art of. Exodia. I like a Kaiba is in this part of Exodia. Like, he's Exodia's dick. It's a no. Oh yeah, the suicide thing. Like the Japanese guy commits suicide in South Park. He's like, no, this is another racist stereotype. Pooh. The gang gets. This is by the way, this is episode 1 of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's called The Gang Gets Racist.
I should watch Always Sunny.
It's really good for most of the seasons.
For most of the
Let's
seasons.
see. People who annoy you. Stan, if your father said that horrible word, is because he thought it would make him money. Oh, that's the reason why people say it. Let's see. And this,
you're not saying it for the love of the game. your reasons are impure.
And that's terrible. You can always get the N word for the love of a game, not because of money. The ones who dress like that aren't bad either. It's a refreshing change from all the flashy camp prostitutes slathered in makeup and perfume. Damn, ain't nothing quite like a woman adventurer. It's this. Tuck and cover. Subverted. Skipper tries to shield Michelle Obama from the explosion caused by Trump's inward, but it's not enough to keep her from dying in the blast. What is this?
Oh no, it said Skipper, so I was like, is that the penguins from
Yes.
Madagascar?
Does that happen? Must be one crazy episode from Madagascar. Like they have to protect Michelle Obama for Trump's inward. Now, is it the word, or are they talking about like a person that he has? Let's see. Stop the Planet of the Apes. I want to get off. Starring Troy McClure. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Oh, Dr. Zayas. And that's how that goes, right? I hate every ape I see, from Chimpan A to Chimpanzee. I forgot about that. And see, F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. Ed is for your account has been banned. Miss Obama, get down.
It is the penguin.
Yeah, it is the penguin. Yeah. Skipper. Props to this mad lad who single-handedly stopped racism. Who is that?
I actually don't know what that is.
See color, be anti-racist. Which one? I can't do both. It's a Hammond, you maniac. You did it again. Oh, wait, I have to read it correctly. So I'm sorry. I start off with, we've tinkered with their genetics to make them what, safe?
This is
docile?
clearly not anime. Like King DDD is.
I wanted to be cool. That's how cool we'll read comics, right? From left to right. See, but things are different this time around. This park will be a success. We've taken every precaution. You tinkered with their genetics to make them docile? No, Dr. Grant. We made them dummy thick. Welcome to Jurassic Thick Park. They're dropping it like it's hot. They do drop it like it's hot. What is this? It's a goblin girl, and then you have a customer. All right, it's Goblin Slayer or Goblin Layer. It could be depending on the name, it could be very different outcomes here. And there's a Freeman kind of chillaxing with her. Wait a minute. Well, should we go like, what kind of demon are you? Right? That's that guy, right? What kind of American? I don't think this is appropriate for Freeman. She just doesn't care what kind of demon she is.
The only good demon's a dead demon.
That's Freeman. Anybody who chooses to use terror and violence has the power to oppress. My hurt is bigger than somebody else's right is what made the Nazis. Let's see. And this lady. This unfortunately meant Charlie could afford to buy a house for himself. A house that could have gone to 10 Somali men. Oh my goodness.
So that's Dagoth
Dagoth.
Yeah. He's the guy that has like the false enlightenment, and he's like weirdly racist in all the AI shit posts.
This is. Who remembers when Itachi went to capture Naruto and he politely knocked on his door? My genjutsu abilities can rival even those of Itachi. Itachi, what are you doing this? Too much family using our Wi-Fi, Sasuke. It makes sense. That's a justifiable reason, I think.
I think so.
I never knew my parents. Sweet. At least you didn't see them get killed. Sup, bitches. And then, Navar, why is the farm equipment talking to me?
Some of my best farming equipment were Argonians. Like that's the kind of character like we're talking about with Dagoth. He's just like a horribly racist god, and it's hilarious. I'm going to send you... Unironically, I got introduced to Dagoth not because I was looking it up, but I just so happened to find a porn parody. And
Stu just so happens to find a porn parody.
Listen, it was not... I was not looking for it. I just found it. It was quite funny. It was two Argonians, and Dagoth
I did not loot the store. I found items. Or I found it. I was not looking to loot the store. I found items within the store. Let's see. When he heard Itachi obliterated all the Uchiha clan but left the little brother alive, you were on the verge of greatness. You were this close. It's Third Tuesday. Tomboy Tuesday. It's Tomboy Tuesday. Bum ba dum ba dum bum. All right, chat. We're going to close the stream for today. Thank you much, everyone joining me. Thank you much, Stu and Stuffrats. For joining me today. Appreciate it.
It was fun.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Best Chat, for always being Best Chat of you. Wonderful rest of your day. See you again, of course, next time.
On a cold winter morning in the time before the light, in flames of death's eternal rain, we ride towards the fight. When the darkness has fallen down,